Recording right now, and officially we are recording the Locacacast episode 3. We're in.
Okay, so how about that intro, folks?
Yeah, nice and snappy.
Animated intro for the podcast.
Really tasty.
Sort of animated.
Somewhat animated, yeah. I would call it an animatic. It's got
and
moving
hopefully,
parts.
If all goes according to plan, we'll have some sort of outro.
Oh yeah, true. The podcast grows every week. We figure out how we can improve it in some small way, and this usually is to the detriment of the on-timeness. Well, really, that's all me. The podcast will come out sooner from now on, ladies and gentlemen. We got this.
Well, more about the detriment of on-timeness later.
Oh yeah.
Because we got a seasonal bit that did not come in on time at all.
Dude, the seasonal bits,
new around here?
The seasonal bits that are not even close to the season, like when we did Die Hard in like January, February for the Christmas episode, that's the shit. We always got to do that. That's a Locacacast tradition.
Thought, hey, with what's going on with what's going on in the world lately, you know, stuff like sports stuff is getting canceled. So hey, a little sports.
Yeah, you know? Canceled / delayed. So maybe we're early. Maybe we're on time. We don't know.
But anyway, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the discussion of the chapter?
You know what? Yes, I do.
We can maybe go, or if you wanted, we could go into what you were saying before.
Oh man. Okay, well that's part of the discussion of the chapter.
You're already on a roll.
I was starting to talk about something that I was really passionate about, like a point that I'm really excited to share, and Merk was like, "Dude, are we rolling right now? You're wasting this. Please start rolling the footage." Anyway, we will get to that. That's a part I'm really excited to discuss because, you know.
Oh, I'm now too, because you got me excited. You got me pre-excited for the bit.
For the bit. Anyway, hey, real quick, I just want to, because we're dealing with heavy chapters. There's heavy content in this chapter. I just wanted to share real quick. I'm going to put up the full version of my icon for the audience. Oh, shit. I have to do like this.
This big chapter, and you should not watch this particular episode of the podcast or listen or whatever it is you're doing until you have read chapter, what is this, chapter 95?
95, that is correct. So
do not listen until you've read chapter 95.
This is an extremely important and spoilery chapter. This is like a turning point chapter. You're not going to want to know what's in it unless you've already read it. But yeah, so what like to really quickly, like what were the big events that they left us from at the end of the last chapter? The big kicker was the wall is exploded and the family sees the fucking Rocacaca fruit tree cactus.
Everything is
thing.
Out in the open.
Yeah.
Everything is out in the open.
That was the kicker.
Everyone knows about the Rocacaca now.
At the end of 94. And we were like waiting with bated breath to see, because it's everybody just standing around the tree like, what will they say? What will Jobin say to defend himself? And, you know, as this chapter begins, Mitsuba is saying, yep, it's a calamity. This is a calamity for sure, because she's looking around like, she's just getting more and more right with every passing second. Because like, oh god damn, everything's going to shit.
Just that last panel on page 2, except instead of a calamity, shit's fucked.
Yeah, shit's fucked. Anyway, but like this chapter, the continuance of the situation that like has been unresolved and that we've been freaking out about, with Yasuo dying, with Tsurugi freaking out, with Jobin all just like steely-eyed and not willing to fucking budge an inch. But anyways, I was extremely surprised in this chapter.
It's crazy because this chapter felt like way shorter, but a lot more.
Oh my god, Merk, you just roboted out. complete robot noise. That was amazing that I captured that on footage. That was so funny.
Did you get anything of what I said then?
You just went like, this chapter was so like literally. It was so funny. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, restart.
Well, making my own dubstep remixes here.
I'm so glad we have that.
So anyway, what I said is this chapter felt like the shortest chapter in a while, but also the most content packed.
Yeah, I feel like because it covered such a short span of time, but the things that happened had such gravity. They were so important. Jesus. Anyway, so this deadlock situation with like Yasuo and Tsurugi in the toilet and everything, and Mitsuba has already decided she's just going to let Yasuo die. She's not going to pick up the phone. I was so surprised to see that it's Norisuke who grabs the phone out of the toilet. Like, I didn't think for a minute. But then it kind of shows, like...
Well, Norisuke's been one of the more reasonable characters in this part.
You know, like, he's not the kind to give, like, a big speech about his motivation. He's sort of just, like... You know, he's just trying to be the man of the family. He's just trying to be decisive and make the right decisions. Jobin has like some new age strange ideas on how they can run things by like, you know, risking it all in order to win big by fucking getting the fruit to maybe cure the disease long term. But Norisuke is not somebody who would like...
Your typical Jojo villain fare.
Yeah. Norisuke doesn't have such grand plans. He just will like view the situation and be like, whoa, is that person dying in the toilet? There's no reason for that. Grab. You know. Like, he's a very pragmatic man. He's like, is that Yasuo drowning in the toilet? What the fuck is going on here?
This is an intrast from before when you remember in like the very early arcs where,
yes, I wanted to bring this up.
Norisuke was trying to keep Josuke and Yasuo separated.
Yeah, for some reason which we still have never gone over.
Yep.
And I guess now we never will. Rip. But
yeah, character development.
Also in the early chapters, Norisuke was very much like... Do you remember when Josuke is in the California King bed fight and Daya is like seducing him and shit? And Norisuke walks by the door and he's like really mad and he's like, damn it, I'm gonna kill Josuke. And you're like, what? Is Norisuke the bad guy?
Yeah.
And then it's like, as soon as you get to the fight in the garden where Josuke is trying to go... like, he's going to, like, investigate on his own, like, find answers. Then Norisuke is like, dude, I'm not a bad guy. I'm on your side. I'll answer whatever questions you have. And it's like, hold on, I don't know what's happening anymore. What kind of character is this? They gave him they introduced him on a weird note, and then they made him, like, someone Josuke has to be afraid of or wary of in the story. Like, he doesn't want Norisuke to totally know what he's doing. But then by now, it's like... I don't know. I feel like the way I feel about his character has changed a lot.
Hold that thought once.
Sure. I feel like early in the story he was maybe meant to symbolize, like, you know, if you were living with a friend's family, how you would interact with the dad. Josuke's kind of like cautious around him, doesn't know like what'll fly. He's trying to keep some shit a secret.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, I was just sort of talking through my point to try and flesh it out better.
Yeah, no, I heard you. I didn't go very far. I just had to let my cat out.
Oh, okay, for sure. So I feel like at the beginning of the story, Norisuke is supposed to be the character who, like, you know, if you were an orphan or if you were just someone in a weird situation and you went to go live with, like, a different family, I think at the beginning, Josuke has a very, like, dad of another family relationship with Norisuke. Like, it's pretty boilerplate. Like, this is his house and his fucking, like, family and enterprise, and I'm staying at arm's length, you know. He's trying to, like, keep things from Norisuke and, like, make his own moves in the shadows. But then, you know, they do their walk and talk in the garden where they almost both get killed. And then it's kind of telling in that, dude, how many... Can I go a single episode without bringing up the I Am a Rock fight? Yotsuyu Yagiyama?
Wow, but it's a good fight.
It is!
A good arc,
it's really good. It was like the first time in... Because when I started reading JoJolion...
Also, it's relevant because it's one of the few chapters with
Norisuke, yeah, that's the first...
In a prominent role.
The first use of King Nothing. Also, shout-outs to the one glorious final use of King Nothing in this chapter. That made me so happy. Like, if you're gonna have a character get suddenly and brutally murked, you need to have them at least, like, bring out their stand one more time. It was very cool. What was I gonna say? Oh, right. Josuke and Norisuke go into the garden, and they have their Yotsuyu interaction, and then Josuke, like, tackles him into the sea. And we see some of Norisuke's character here, like, when he keeps telling Josuke, like, abandon Yasuo. Like, forget about her. Like, just fight this guy and save yourselves and us. But then Josuke, like, does crazy shit and, like, tackles him into the ocean. And he's like, no, I'm going to win for me and Norisuke and Yasuo. I'm going to win completely. So, good. Cool. Good for him. But the point is, there, Norisuke was like, dude, forget about Yasuo. She's not important. We just, like, let's keep this inside the family. We need to kill this guy because he's the architect, because he has, like, access to our shit, not because he's, like, threatening Yasuo. And now here, he's perfectly on board with, like, no, that's an innocent life. That's our friend Yasuo. So yeah, character development.
Our good friend.
Our good pal Yasuo. Why in the world does Norisuke tell Kyo Nijimura to tell Yasuo, never come back here? Like, fuck off, don't come to this house. Why does he do that?
Wait, hold on. Does he?
Yeah. In the really early chapters, this is like right after
But this was also...
Sorry, go ahead.
Wasn't this like right before the Born This Way arc? Or close to it?
Yes, I think this is right after California King Bed, actually, that I'm thinking of. Or not after California King Bed, right before it. Like, right as he gets to the house. Yeah, because there's like...
Because I'm not actually sure that Norisuke is telling Kyo, now that you mentioned it, to tell Yasuo, or if Kyo is making shit up.
Well, I do have the page here, and she says, I have a message from the head of the household for you, Miss Yasuo. So, still she could be making it up, but she says it's from Norisuke. And she says, don't go tempting my Joshu or anything like that. I won't be allowing you back inside this house again, either. And no matter what, don't ever meet with Josuke ever again. Don't poke your nose where it doesn't belong or harm will come to your family. The message is done. Goodbye. What the fuck? What does that mean? It's like he wanted Norisuke to be a bad guy and then just changed his mind.
Well, you know how the family is wrapped up in all this conspiracy with the rock humans and all of this stuff, and he might have actually been looking out for Yasuo's own best interests.
Possibly, or maybe, he knows something about Yasuo that we still don't know. Some reason why she's bad to have around. Maybe Yasuo has another layer of importance. I don't know. Anyways, but they really draw Kyo Nijimura like shit back here. She just has the JoJolian same face. It's so sad. I feel like they draw her way better later when she's just a puddle.
It's a little better than how they draw her now.
Which is just a puddle on the ground.
Which is not.
Hey, so speaking of which, it's time to talk about Kyo Nijimura. Last episode of the podcast, I discovered in editing that Chris said something absolutely prescient, where we were talking about how the characters should be splitting up and going on teams. Or not should be, but like I want that to happen because I think there should be a sick team battle at the end of this part. And we were discussing like who's trying to give the fruit to who.
I feel like in your editing, you almost overhyped this. Like, it feels like something I need to put on my tombstone now. Like, I'm obligated.
Sorry, I'm hyping it up too much, I guess, then. But when I was listening to it in editing, it was like, you know, most of the time when I'm editing the podcast and I go through and I hear something that got said, my reaction to it sitting in the chair editing is pretty much the same reaction that I had at the time. So I hear Zach of the recording reacting in a way that I would if I was supposed to be talking still right now, you know? Like, so my mental reaction plays out in the audio. But you said that, and then I heard myself on the recording not react or acknowledge it at all. So I was like, fuck. Because I'm sitting here, I can see my past self completely missed it. He didn't hear you at all. But I'm like, oh, that's such a good point. What were you saying?
This is the power of my stand, even flow. I took your memories for that 1 second.
Memories arrive like butterflies. Or is it thoughts arrive like butterflies?
Yes, thoughts arrive.
Thoughts. Anyway, so I only gave it such gravitas because I completely did not hear you or did not say anything at all at the time. But anyway, we were discussing whose team everyone was going to end up on, and Chris was like, oh, Kyo is on Team Holly, you know, because it's her mom. I was like, oh my god, I kind of completely forgot. Like, I kind of just remember Kyo Nijimura as, like, the maid who's around, but she is a Joestar. She is technically this universe's, like, Jotaro, if Kira is not already. But, like, think about this. We have Hirose, who is in very grave circumstances, like on the verge of death. Wouldn't it be sick if the Jotaro equivalent showed up and saved the day a little bit? Who's supposed to help Yasuo out there in the yard? Who's even available? I know one person who possibly can fit that mold, who's never around anyway, who we never know the location of. Wouldn't it be sick if we got to see Born This Way again?
Oh, wait, hold on. You remember in an earlier episode of the podcast, or maybe it wasn't even in the podcast, but maybe it was something
I think I know what you're talking about.
Just in Discord. Do you remember when I told you that Born This Way is a perfect counter?
Yeah, it's a hard counter.
The head doctor's stand?
I still think you're right about that, but I don't even know if, you know, because we have the disagreement between Mamazuku and Mitsuba's assessments of how the head doctor's stand works. I don't know which one of those is true, so I don't know if it literally does involve, like, pursuing him, moving towards him, or whether it's literally just, like, catching sight of him. Although, it probably isn't catching sight of him, because fucking Josuke and Mamazuku got fucked up when they were in the Lamborghini, and they just thought about pursuing him. Okay,
yeah,
but, like...
Yeah, it's like you have to have it in your mind that it is your goal to pursue him.
But think about this.
That's when the bad stuff starts.
Think about this. That stand that we see behind them in the car and then also in the stairwell, we have not seen that thing at fucking all in any other, like, when the calamity is happening to, like, Mitsuba and shit. Also, on a completely other note,
maybe separate stand?
I think definitely it's Toru's stand and the head doctor's stand working in conjunction. I feel like this stand is too, like, large in application to be just one ability.
Okay, what if...
I think it's a compound ability.
What if Toru's stand is like a range extender?
Or what if it's like
what if it's like
an ability?
The head doctor's stand to act on them, even though he's not around.
Yeah, that's possible. That's extremely possible. I was gonna say, what if it's like an ability activator? But that's like the same thing. Like, you know, the condition for his stand to attack you can happen even if you're far, far away, as long as you're being watched by someone else's stand and it knows. Anyway, let me get back to the latest chapter, to the black and white.
But while we're on the topic, and I know we're not on the topic anymore.
We're on the topic of like nothing. We're on the topic of everything.
Okay, so back to choosing sides. There was something I said last episode about how like at this point it's ambiguous as to what side Joshu's gonna take.
Oh yeah.
And this chapter, I think, if there was an interesting theory I saw in the comments of this chapter on MangaDex about Joshu's appearance in this chapter, and that's that you see one panel of his foot.
Yes, dude.
Running across the room, and then later you see the phone next to the wall socket, and the thought is that Joshu is the one who kicked the phone over to the wall socket.
It's so subtle.
He's on Team Yasuho.
I love it, dude. Literally, you see, I have the panels pulled up here right now. Norisuke did not drop it anywhere near the outlet when he fell to the ground. Spoilers. When he fell to the ground dead. He didn't drop it anywhere near the outlet. Like, you see Norisuke collapse, and Jobin is, like, holding him like motherfucking Pieta. Like, he's holding Jesus in his arms.
It's about... The phone ends up in about the middle of the room.
Yeah, the phone, you can clearly see then, like, the next shot where Jobin is holding Norisuke. The phone is, like, in between Norisuke's knee and the Locacacast plant pot that's, like, turned over. So it literally is sitting in the middle of the fucking room. Then we go one page... Oh, we go one page ahead, and Joshua is just kind of standing weird. And then there's a little... This is what I love about manga, right? Because if this was a television show, I never would for a second...
Sorry, you roboted hard there. Could you just go back and say all that again?
Sure.
You roboted really hard.
What was the last thing I said that was intelligible?
It was about the position of the phone.
Oh, right. So the phone is between, like, Norisuke's knee, his body, and the potted plant pot. Like, it's clearly in the middle of the damn carpet, right? Anyway, so we see Joshu, and this is what I love about manga, right? Because, like, in a TV show, there could be a shot of something for just a second in the middle of the chaos, and you might miss it. Or you might see it, and you're like, that's an important thing. Manga has the same sort of mechanic to it, where, like, I didn't even see this little panel of Joshu with his 2 feet, and then the phone sort of near him. Like, you would have to go back and see it later and fucking pay attention to the detail. Anyway. And then we go a little bit further.
I didn't notice this when I was first reading it, but... Then when I read the comments, I saw a comment that stood out to me, and I went back and I looked, and sure enough, there were his feet.
Yeah.
And I wonder what this is going to look like in the anime in 50 years.
Yeah.
Because, like, in manga, you can have a panel like that focuses just enough on what you need to create, like, this sense of movement, but also it's sort of like ambiguous as to what's happening.
Well, it is like, sort of ambiguous.
We don't know for sure that he kicked the phone over there, but it's heavily implied that he did.
Definitely.
But in the anime, you can't, like, really show something like that without, implying it even more heavily or confirming it.
Yeah. Well, like, if you look at, this is why I think, sorry, I had something to respond to what you said like 10 seconds ago, but now I've lost it. Sorry, oh, right. No, it's like, no, it's good. It's like, it's subtle. It's just a frame of his foot, but that is like the clue that allows you to start putting the pieces together, because then you see that, like, Joshu is standing between Jobin and the outlet, so he easily could have just, like, kicked it over to the side like that. And you see right after he says, like, we've already obtained everything, we're winning, Jobin's fingertips touch the floor next to him, and then they swipe back and forth a couple times. So he's looking for the phone, and then there's a longer shot, and we see him catch sight of the phone, which is now across the room next to the outlet, and he's like, shit. But that little panel of Joshu's foot, of his shoe, and then in the scene where he's like, shit, she went in the power outlet, we can see Joshu like standing behind him, like those are his pants and shoes. But anyways, the point is like
this is just one way that this chapter can feel so short yet be so content rich, is like every panel tells you something.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get back to when I was saying I lost my train of thought. Araki does not draw unnecessary shit. He draws, like, everything has been drawn for a reason. He would not have drawn Joshu's foot there if he didn't want to put the idea in your head that it's possible he kicked the phone over there, like in a quick moment while Jobin wasn't looking.
After Paisley Park goes back into the wall outlet, there's another panel of Joshu's foot.
Yeah, yes, that's the one I'm talking about. There's the one with his 2 feet earlier, but this is the one that's really like the smoking gun, the smoking shoe. I like how when Paisley Park comes back to Yasuo, it doesn't have that arm. It makes me sad, but it's very cool looking.
Do you think chapter with only one arm?
Sorry, what'd you say? Do you think?
I mean, do you think that she's gonna end this chapter or this part with only one arm?
Oh my god. You know what? Actually, here's what I think, and this might be like a basic thing to think. Like I'm probably not that clever for estimating this, but this is what I think is probably going to happen. Josuke has already had his moment where he drank the juice and got Rocky. I think this same thing.
Yeah, we've seen permanent battle damage on these characters.
Oh yeah,
we've seen that's a thing.
I think that Yasuo is also gonna get some rock on her, and that she's going to be like upset about it. Like, you know, if you're like a very pure person and you get a tattoo, you're like, oh, what have I done to my body? You know, you have like remorse.
That's her right arm too.
Yeah.
That sucks even more.
I think she's going to be like sad, and she's going to be like not extremely happy about being part rock for at least a little bit. But then Josuke will sort of comfort her, and he'll be like, no, it's you and me together now. Like, we survived this, and now we go off into the sunset together. And they're just like a rock couple a little bit. I don't know. But I feel like if she's gonna get some rock bits, then there will be an element included of Josuke being like, oh, you're beautiful anyway. Here, come with me. This is the end game. Josuke and Yasuo, ride into the sunset. Anyway. I think she's going to get some rock, and Josuke is going to meet her and be like, nice rock.
Nice rock, bro.
Nice rock. You look hot in those rocks. Alright, so fucking, I get what you mean with this being the shortest chapter, because the amount of literal physical time that we cover is like maybe a minute, 2 minutes. Like 30 seconds is the lowest possible. Because this Mitsuba, she says like, oh my god, a calamity. And then it's just this conversation between Jobin and Norisuke. We cut out to Yasuo for like 10 seconds.
Okay, yeah.
But in the anime, like this chapter, you know how they talk about like, how many chapters per episode?
This is half an episode for sure.
Well, I feel like this is even less than a regular chapter, like once you make it into animation, you know?
This is like, okay, so the previous chapter with Yasuo being in danger, and this chapter, that's one episode.
Oh, yes, it is. Absolutely it is. Because, I mean, it starts off perfectly thematically from just... Not thematically, but it starts off, you know, as a small thing, and then it snowballs into a large thing. Because she just tries to check on Tsurugi with Paisley Park. And then Jobin finds the phone and drops her in the fucking toilet, and then the head doctor shows up, and then shit just keeps accelerating, dude. It's crazy. This is going to be an amazing episode when we finally get to see it in 45 years. So many good Jobin faces in this chapter too.
So you want to talk about the old flash forward with Tsurugi and the body bag?
Yes, I do.
I kind of want to talk about that.
I want to talk about that as well.
Talk about that. I have some controversial opinions.
Okay, for sure. I'm ready to hear them.
So
lay it on me.
So you know how Tsurugi is fucked up?
Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware that.
Fucked. Sorry,
dude.
I forgot he was a boy.
You know what's interesting? I think some characters say she when referring to Tsurugi. Like, obviously, like Norisuke and Jobin say he when referring to Norisuke, but I think Yasuo has genuinely been saying she.
His classmates' parents call him Tsurugi-chan, which is usually reserved for females.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about Tsurugi's gender though. I want to talk about.
I want to talk about it for 1 second.
Okay.
I have one thing to say. You know how in JoJo, when you get to a new section of JoJo, you're like, oh, this part is this is like Araki does X. You know, like when I got to the Dr. Wu fight, I was like, oh my god, this is Araki does abortion. Like, this is Mitsuba is fighting a stand battle so she doesn't have an abortion. Like, this is it was crazy. But the point is, it's like Araki takes this concept and he's doing crazy JoJo shit with it, and he has no regard for like how it would normally be treated. He's just like, no, that's just a mechanic for me to fuck with. Because, you know, like Mitsuba's unborn kid gets rock traded away. That's fucked up. So I think Tsurugi is Araki does gender. And, or if Anasui already wasn't. But I think it'll be interesting to see if Tsurugi starts dressing like a boy again after all of this is over, or just lives as Tsurugi. That's all I want to know. Like, I just want to see the where are they now? Like, does Tsurugi start dressing male again, or like what's up with that? Because I think it would be interesting either way. Either way, it says something about the character. Like, oh, I lived this way and then I chose to stay. Or I chose to, that was just like the training period for my life. And now I'm gonna, you know, shape up and then be a member of the, a head of the family eventually. I don't know. But,
okay, so,
I find that character interesting.
So the flash forward is what I wanted to talk about. That flash forward, based on where we are now, is full of lies.
Yeah.
Absolutely wrought with lies.
Full of them.
So, first of all, and most obviously, is Tsurugi is fucked up.
Yes.
There's, like, until the harvest, he can't even get cured. So, there's no way he could be walking around perfectly healthy. He's like bedridden right now.
Yeah, exactly.
He's literally bedridden. He's not walking around, and he's definitely not dragging his dead father around.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing I wanted to talk about with that flash forward is, you know, the pages right after Norisuke dies, you can see everyone is visibly, they're broken. Like, they are so upset about what just transpired.
Yes. You mean when Jobin threatens them.
And the flash forward, everything is fine.
Yeah. That is so heartbreaking, by the way.
Yoshi's just playing pranks on his sisters, and everyone's like reading and stuff, and everything is okie dokie.
Mm-hmm. I have both the latest chapter and the flash forward body bag chapter open, so I can tab back and forth between them to find whatever. But something that, like, you know, Jobin killing Norisuke was a panicked move. Like, he didn't know what else to do. He was unable to locate any other eject from the situation other than just violence, just by force becoming the one who makes the decisions. So he just went and did it. But then the moment when he spins around and he summons Speed King and he threatens his siblings, and he says, "You better be prepared," and then he says, "Otherwise, close your mouths." I was like, oh my god. Like, not only the Norisuke thing, but clearly, like, even Mitsuba is sweating. Like, if you look at the cutaways to everyone, Mitsuba's not, like, standing behind him, like, yeah.
This is the quickest and most dramatic turn of all time.
Yeah. I mean, we've been leading up to it, but even so, like, I wasn't ready. This is a big left turn.
He kills his dad. I guess I'm evil now.
Yeah. I mean, up till now, I don't think he has done really any evil things. Like, what did... Even the thing that caused Norisuke to think he was evil...
Ojiro.
Yeah.
He killed Ojiro.
But Ojiro
and his girlfriend
showed up to his house and tried to kill him with his stand. So aren't you, like, allowed? I mean, is there no ruling on that? If somebody showed up to my house and I killed them with my stand, and then my family was, like, horrified at me for it, I would be like, it was a stand battle!
Okay. So here's the thing.
The thing is that, like, he followed him home and killed his girlfriend, too. That was cold.
I can even see a justification for him following home because he needs to get the plant back, right?
Right, yeah.
He needs to get... So he follows him home, he kills him, he gets the plant back, but then he kills his girlfriend too.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Totally an innocent person. Not someone even with a stand.
She's no threat to him. She's no threat to him at all.
You know what? That's true. We should have thought of that as more of a red flag. That's like Kira shit. Like, he just... Human life is nothing to him.
All he did was kill her so that there wouldn't be any witnesses.
Yeah, but he even fucked up on that one, because then shouldn't he have killed the daughter, too? Because you remember, Macarin's daughter is just like some shitty little girl on her PSP all the time, doesn't even notice Macarin has died.
She
has no lines.
Like, there'd be like, no, we're evil. Like he's just evil now.
Yeah.
There'd be no denying it. It's supposed to be like the character is like sort of a darker gray morality is what they're going for here.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the killing Ojiro's girlfriend is one thing, but for him to kill a child at that time, there'd be no coming back from it.
Well, also, like, the fact that Ojiro's girlfriend, Macarin, is somebody that Mitsuba knew, and someone that, like, everyone has read about in the newspapers already. That's so haunting.
She's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean...
She's also a piece of shit.
Nobody liked her, but still, it's like, Mitsuba just knew this lady as, like, a member of the PTA, and then she suddenly is dead one day, and she's reading about it in the newspaper, like, oh, that's so sad. And then, like, realizing it was her husband that did this, and that he's been, like, keeping this a secret the whole time. I feel like Mitsuba may even be like, oh, am I the bad guys here? Am I backing the wrong horse? Like, she's freaking out, too.
Hans, are we the baddies?
Anyway, this chapter was crazy. I want to bring something up.
There's definitely a bit of a Kira vibe with him going on, like part 4 Kira.
Yes. You remember when Kira goes to the apartment of that one girl when he's already Kosaku, and he's like, I can't contain my urges, I'm gonna kill. And then he follows that girl and her boyfriend, and he instantly vaporizes the boyfriend, like, right as he walks past him. And then he makes the girl start, like, clipping his nails, and then she's, like, crying, and he's like, I'd like it better if you were quiet. And then he vaporizes all of her but the hand. I got those vibes from when Jobin killed Ojiro, and he was, like, telling Tsurugi, like, nope, right about now he should be definitely dead and dropping the flower pot on the sidewalk somewhere. So I'm just going to go walk after him now and get it.
Okay.
And then when he picked up the flower pot at the end of the chapter and he walked away and it said there was no hesitation.
It's Kira rigging the money in his wallet to explode.
Yeah.
When those thugs accosted him during the sheer heart attack arc.
Exactly. Because he knows the people that are bothering me right now are such pieces of shit. I know they're going to go for my wallet. I just know it. So it's like I have a pre-selected target to detonate. Because, like... that was stupid. Anyway, I like that Jobin... Go ahead.
I was saying, I don't know what that noise was.
I was trying to make a sentence and it didn't work. But I like that Jobin had like such foreknowledge of his opponent that he was like, I bet this guy is the kind of lowlife that would pickpocket a corpse right after killing them in a stand battle. So I'm going to touch my money and then just lay here patiently. That's so badass. And then when he finds Ojiro's corpse and he touches his phone and he waits for Makarine to pick up the phone, that's so sick. Oh, but I have something I want to bring up. Obviously, the reason for this is because it would not be dramatic and cool. But can't Jobin just render people unconscious with Speed King? Haven't we seen him do that already? Like, if he only needs Norisuke to not...
Yeah, he's done that to Yasuho.
Yeah, we only need Norisuke to be out of the picture, really. Like, why'd you do that? Was he just freaking out too much? You just couldn't think straight? I buy it. But like we've seen him, I don't know.
I think it's more like he's so close to the goal, he wants to make sure there's absolutely nothing that can go wrong.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I guess so. Because now there's really no one for the family to rally behind except him. Which brings me to my next point that I want to Dude, so you know how the head of the family is always called Norisuke?
Yeah.
We had Norisuke the first, who participated in the Steel Ball Run race. And then we had the second and the third, and now we have Norisuke the fourth, birth name Josuke, but when he grew up and became the man of the family, he took the name Norisuke. Do you think we will see Jobin at any point in this story say, "What up, guys? It's me, Norisuke the fifth. I'm the head of the family now"?
Nope, I do not, and here's why. Jobin hates the old ways.
Mm-hmm.
He hates tradition. He thinks it's useless. That's why he's doing all this. He wants to break the curse. He wants to basically take the family in a new direction.
Yeah, true. Do you think Josuke is going to be like, "What up, guys? It's me, Norisuke the fifth"? Probably not.
Maybe.
Maybe, honestly, but probably not.
Oh, dude, what if this this part ends with like Josuke just becoming the head of the Higashikata family?
Yeah, possible. Extremely possible. I would be down to see that. But
if we get like another shot of like Giorno on the throne.
Oh my god. That would be legendary. Because that Giorno on the throne moment is so sick. It's like the whole part was worth it just to get here. I feel like we've already gotten that from part 8, which is just Josuke sitting on that chair.
Yeah, we have Josuke sitting on that chair in
Josuke chair.
Not the previous chapter, but like one of the.
Yeah, like 93.
Josuke sitting on the chair.
Chair Josuke. The most powerful Josuke that's ever existed. Once he sits down, he strikes that pose. Damn. Exuding power. Anyway, yeah, heartbreaking. Everything in this chapter, heartbreaking. How he threatens his siblings with Speed King. But I wanna bring up something else. So, we've already brought up how I'm hoping for Kyo Nijimura to show up and be part of the Yasuo situation to save Yasuo, because that would be sick. That would be a sick callback to when Koichi almost died against the main bad guy of part 4. Now we'll have Yasuo die in like a really serious situation in part 8, or almost die. And then we'll have the Jotaro equivalent motorcycle in and rescue her. Badass. Anyway, beyond that though, the whole thing about Kyo Nijimura being in the photo versus not being in the photo. Have we talked about that on the podcast before? Do you remember? Do you know? I don't.
I think we, but I don't think we talked about it in detail.
Okay, so I don't know what chapter the original photo is from, but it's from like right at the very beginning of the story, right? Like when he first gets to the house, they take the photo?
Yeah.
Or no, they try to take the photo, and then he says, oh no, the eldest son isn't home, so we're not gonna do it. Yeah, right at the beginning. They try to take the photo.
Yeah, I think,
he says, Jobin isn't here. Never mind. Forget the photo.
So it would have been after.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know where that original photo is, but it's around.
I can probably find a comparison if you give me a second.
Okay. For sure. I'm now reading, or I have the second one open from the flash forward. Now, here's the thing about this, right? Kyo Nijimura has not been in the story for so goddamn long at this point. We look at this photo with her not fucking in it, and we're like, oh my god, that's so funny. Araki forgot that Kyo Nijimura was even in this photo, that, like, she was there when they took it, because he drew her in it last time, like the original version of this photo. But now, she's not in it. Isn't that funny? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that weird?
So what I have here is the colored version of the old one.
Oh, thank you. I will pull that out for people. Yeah, here's the oh, here, I'll just do it this way. There. Here's the colored version of the old one next to the black and white new one.
In the old one,
Kyo
as you can see, in the old
Nijimura.
one, Mitsuba's design is a lot more plain.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
absolutely. She didn't have her weird, like, see-through plastic dress yet. She didn't have her hair, the arrows, yeah. Mitsuba, I'm glad they're going to be... I hope they give Mitsuba her design from the beginning. But, like, even Iwasuke, the rock dog, is in the photo. Like... And everybody's poses are exactly recreated.
He's not actually in the photo.
But he's
if you look,
on the
if you
camera?
look at the small camera.
Yeah.
If you look on the camera, that's...
But he's in the printout of the photo in the black and white chapters, so I don't know how he could not be in the photo.
Well, I can't explain.
Yeah,
I can't
don't
explain that.
Well, here, I will, do you want me to send you a screenshot of this page, or do you already know the photo I'm talking about?
Yeah, if you would, please.
Sure. Oh, I accidentally just did something wrong. I pressed home when I meant to press, hold on. Oh, here it is.
But anyway,
What'd you say?
Anyway, you were saying about the photo.
About the photo, right. So, basically, the prevailing narrative so far has been like, hey, look at this. Araki fucked up. Isn't that funny? Isn't that a mistake? Well, I'm here to tell you, loyal viewer, that actually, I think Araki did that on purpose, and he is a genius, and we just don't know the reason why yet, pretty much. That's what I'm saying to you. Because check it out. We've got all the poses of the characters,
I think at one point I had some crazy crackpot theory that Kyo was just in Josuke's head.
Oh my god.
Which you immediately refuted, but with evidence of another character talking to her.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that would literally be so cool. I would love that. That would be a great payoff to her character and why the fuck she's not there. But, yeah, she talked to Yasuo that one time, so I guess that's out. I don't know. But that's a fun thing to think about. Makes me think of, like, Fight Club or some shit. Oh, but anyways, so...
Yeah, she's Tyler Durden.
Yeah. It's what Josuke wishes he could be. A simple maid. just to live a simpler life. Anyway, so check this shit out. So, I'm sorry. I'm losing my train of thought. Right. Anyway, Kyo Nijimura, not in the photo. Why is she not in the photo? I have now gone from thinking of this as a mistake to thinking of this as a, oh my god, there's some reason why she's not in the photo and we just don't know it yet. Because think about this. If you look at this page... Oh, and I actually still meant to send this page to Chris. Let me do that. I'll cut this out in the editing.
I thought we said I was going to edit this one.
Oh, yeah, true.
So I will cut this out in the editing.
Excellent. Works well. Anyway, so there's the photo page that I was trying to send to you.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about
now,
with Iwasuke.
Yeah, I want you to notice the panels that are above. We get 4 panels. It is the power of the heart that controls it, and the normally deep within, like hiding the underwear you have on, blah, 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 blah. So we have a panel of, like, just House, Nut King Call, Daya, and Hato. But if you'll fucking notice, in that first panel of just, like, House, just innocuous decoration... Those are the California king bed cheese cheese pieces. Those are the California king bed chess pieces. And they're in the next page too. Or hold on. Where are they now? I have to switch back to double page view.
Oh shit, I just realized where you're going with this.
Yes. Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah. So
yeah.
And then, okay, so on the page where Joshu is going Kia, at the bottom of that page as well, there's the California King bed chess set just sitting there barely out of view. So there's a reason. There's a reason he's drawing it. You know, he wouldn't draw it for no reason. There's something to it.
I can't believe I missed that. I can't believe I missed that.
I couldn't believe I missed it either. Honestly, I think I saw somebody mentioning specifically, like, look, it's California King bed chess pieces in some chapter review YouTube video or something.
That's the kind of thing that, like, you notice when you go back and read the colored scans, and you're like, was that always there?
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyways, so this whole thing, like, we were talking earlier, Araki doesn't draw shit for no reason. Like, he's been drawing manga a long time. He knows, like, just what to draw to give you the impression of meaning. You know? Like, with Joshu's foot. With this, I think he's doing the perfect amount of just planting the idea in our minds. So, I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know if California King Bed can
This still can't explain how Tsurugi's able to be up and walking about.
Yeah, because it's before the harvest still. I don't know how it could possibly be before the harvest.
Unless this is like California King Bed's ability has been slightly changed and they're all living in some kind of dream world.
Well, I was going to say, I don't know if California King Bed, I know it can remove memories from your brain. I don't know if it can literally remove the memory of a person from a photo, but anything can happen. But what I wanted to point out in addition to that is that it seems like Daya...
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so if what you just said is correct, if California King Bed is actually the reason why she's not in the photo, then there's a possibility that Kyo might get found out in the very near future.
Yeah, possibly, man. Possibly. I just wanted to say that the person who is likely responsible for these memory alterations, I don't know if she is in on it or not. Like, is it possible that her stand went berserk and did all this memory editing shit and then, like, edited her as well? Because it doesn't seem like she knows. She says, Tsurugi, would you mind calling Dad down from his room? I just poured this nice Taiwanese Mount Aishan tea.
She might be in shock. She might be in shock.
She might be in shock, or next possibility, okay, because like Hato and Joshu 100% have had their memories wiped. There is no way they would be acting this way. Like, they're just fooling around and like shouting at each other. But like Tsurugi definitely knows what's really going on because she goes up there and handles the dead body perfectly fine. But look, if you look at Daya during this scene, there's the possibility that she has like also edited her own memories and she's like blissfully unaware with everyone else. But there's also the possibility that she actually does like know everything that really happened and that she's just sort of like trying to put up a normal face. Because she says like, Tsurugi, would you mind calling Dad down from his room? I just poured this tea, blah, blah, blah. And she has no other lines. And she doesn't look particularly like happy or jubilant like Daya normally does. She sort of looks like she's looking off into the middle distance. Like when Hato and Joshu are laughing and they're like collapsed on the table laughing about stuff. She's like looking off into the middle distance, sort of forlorn, sort of like lost in thought.
She is, well...
And then on the next page...
Recall that she is blind.
Oh, yeah, she has really bad eyesight. She's legally blind. That's true. But I feel like the reason, you know, just composition-wise, like if you were drawing an image and you wanted to convey that two of the characters are really in on something together and they're close and one of them is sort of like standing by the side, not totally part of the group. I feel like that's the feeling that the composition is giving me, the way he draws Daya. But then in addition, in the same panel where I said to you, or the same page where it has the black and white family portrait, it has her looking at the teapot, and look at the look on her face. I think she knows.
Really quick, remind me, is Jobin actually in this part of the chapter? With
Jobin?
The flash forward.
No, the flash forward...
Is he actually present in this part of the chapter?
Not physically.
Not in the flash forward?
No.
Okay, I think I know exactly how this is going to play out.
Uh-huh.
Right? So, Kyo is going to show up. She's going to save Yasuho, take her away from the Higashikata estate. Jobin is going to go after them while Daya wipes everyone's memories.
Oh, shit.
And that's why she's not in the picture.
Shit. Could be. I mean, fuck. I literally don't know. I mean, is it possible that... why would Jobin leave before Tsurugi is cured, and how is Tsurugi cured? Dude, I don't know. There's still too many questions up in the air. Too many things to answer.
This is. I think. What is this? 3 hours before the harvest.
Oh, right now in the flash forward, or where we are currently.
In the flash forward.
The flash forward takes us to 13 minutes before the harvest.
13 minutes.
So when Tsurugi is dragging the handless Norisuke, it is exactly 13 minutes right then until the harvest.
I can't explain Tsurugi, but I think Jobin probably stepped out to try and kill Yasuho and Kyo before they can find Josuke.
Man. Well, like, my question from last chapter continues. Why is Josuke waiting at the hospital? What does he expect to happen? Like, the head doctor's not even there.
I don't know, dude.
Or is the head doctor everywhere at once?
Maybe he's actually probably expecting to meet with Toru.
Oh my god. You're a genius. That would be so sick. Imagine if Josuke just meets up with Toru and he's like, yo, I know you are the one fucking our shit up. That would be based. Goddamn. Alright, I'm convinced. That's what I'm hoping for. But, you know, we have that Locacacast tradition of never being right.
Yeah. I hope next chapter is figuring out is catching up with Rai.
I was about to say!
What the fuck is he doing?
Can we please get a Mamazuku chapter? Please! I'm dying! I'm in withdrawal, dude. I'm completely in withdrawal.
Even now, when tensions are higher than they've ever been, and we're cliffhanging like with these characters, I would still rather figure out what the hell Mamazuku's up to right now.
I mean, me, for my money, what I would like to spend the page count on, like pretty much every week, or not every week, every month, I am hoping it's a Josuke chapter. Like, I want to know what's going on with our main character. But, like, I like the other chapters. Clearly, these are, like, big events. Shit's going down. It's not just, like, some normal-ass boring stand fight that, like, we have to get through month by month. This is the good shit. Like, this is what we've been waiting for. Things are really moving. But we haven't seen our main character in, like, 3 months. I want to give me back my boy.
So the next chapter, which comes out in, like, 7 days...
like 9 days, yeah.
So 9 days. Wow, I can't math at all. I just can't. So the next chapter that takes place in 9 days. Here's what I'm thinking for the page breakdown. I'm thinking like the first how many pages is this chapter? 40 pages. I'm thinking the first maybe like 15 pages are gonna be like the continuation of this chapter, and then after that we're gonna flip over to what Rai's doing.
Dude, I would love that. I would love a Mamazuku chapter. I could really go for one of those right now. Man. So, like, what else did I want to talk about? I think I've already dropped my bombshells for the episode. Like,
Have we exhausted for chapter 95?
Maybe. But my bombshells for this episode were like, yo, look at the California King bed chess pieces. And I don't know what else.
I noticed the shoes. I did not notice that, so I was so happy you brought that up.
Mm-hmm. That's
wow.
I think that's a
wow.
very important thing to catch. And I myself didn't even catch it on my first go through. Like I was saying, I think I read it or I heard it somewhere. It was in some comment or some chapter review where someone was like, "Yo, those chess pieces though." Dude, whenever I'm outside on a windy day and there's like a ton of leaves blowing up the street at me, I'm like, "Oh, shakedown road. Better not step on them." Every time. I'm like, I look forth and I look back. And I'm like, is there anybody shifty looking on this street?
Any old men with turtles on this street? Better not be.
Better fucking not be. Do you remember when Yotsuyu Yagiyama tries to kill Yasuo? By this is amazing.
Exactly.
Like, this is incredible. What the hell? Yeah, this is such a weird part of JoJo. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was suddenly looking at manga pages. Anyway, so Yotsuyu Yagiyama.
Yeah, I don't remember anything between. I don't remember anything between Yagiyama and Yasuo.
Well, check this out. You might remember a little bit of this. A little something. Check this out. I'm going to send it to you. Do you remember how he can just make plastic appear from his eyes? And then he just...
Well, you know how it is. You know how it is with these rock humans. You know.
Yeah, and then he just goes over and pours water on her fucking face. Literally, this is so funny to me. Like, this is not his stand ability. How can he do that?
Well, human ability.
Rock human ability?
I thought...
That's your best explanation? Just 3 words? Rock human ability. I guess I buy it.
It fits.
I guess.
See, I thought Dr. Wu's stand ability was actually going to be just a thing that he did. And I was actually hoping that was the case. because we haven't seen any badass normals. Well, normals, huge air quotes when we're talking about rock humans. We haven't seen any badass normals in JoJo in a while.
Yeah. What constitutes a badass normal? Like, what would you qualify as like our most recent one?
So it's anyone who without a stand who can still go toe to toe with stand users. So I think like Gyro fits the bill.
Gyro.
A few of the other Steel Ball Run racers, but Gyro's Steel maybe.
You just roboted out the hardest I've ever fucking heard in my life.
What was the last comprehensible thing that I said?
You were pretty much just talking about Gyro being a badass normal, and then you said Steel Ball.
Okay, so like Gyro. Wekapipo. Wekapipo's another one.
Wekapipo counts. Left half ataxia is not a stand ability.
It is not. So some of the other Steel Ball Run racers, like Avdol. Well, maybe not Avdol.
Dude, Avdol literally, like, he doesn't even have a chance to be a badass normal. He just dies. He just falls into some cactus.
The guy with the bees in his eyes or something. I don't know. I don't remember him.
The guy with the bees in his eyes. Is his name Mrs. Robinson?
Yes, him. Him. He's not a stand user.
And here's to you. I got bees in my eyes. Give me one sec. Mrs. Robinson is a well-built yet androgynous Mexican man who has long flowing hair and prominently wears a string of eyeballs. This is the best character description I've ever heard. Parts of his body are hollowed out to breed insects inside, notably his left eye socket. Gross.
Yeah, he's got bees in his eye.
I got bees in the trap. All right. Well, I believe you. I remember the guy with bees in his eyes.
Okay, so
okay, you win. There was, in fact, a guy with bees. Sorry, go ahead, man.
We're looking at Gyro. We're looking at Wekapipo. We're looking at Mrs. Robinson. And possibly Lucy Steele.
Yeah, I was gonna mention Lucy Steele.
Those are the most recent badass normals.
She's not like a fighting badass normal, but she is like a badass normal in the way that like she is relevant even without having a stand. She's able to like make moves in the plot.
Killed Dio.
Yeah, word.
She killed the shit out of Dio.
That's true. You know what? I take it all back. She literally is the textbook example. She killed Dio. That's so clutch, too, because it wasn't even with, like, overwhelming physical strength or any sort of bullshit like that. Like, literally in the most JoJo-y way possible. She just used, like, the exception to the rule and was in the right place at the right time with the right equipment, doing the right attack. Worked out. Anyways, fuck. What else are we discussing? Let me go back to chapter 95.
We were talking about Yotsuyu Yagiyama, right?
Yeah,
Or did we exhaust all that we wanted to about that
dude,
topic?
All I wanted to say was, do you remember how he can fucking make plastic out of his eyes and it's never brought up again? Like he.
Oh yeah. The thing that I was saying was I was actually hoping.
Sorry, I was dropping some
right?
coins. Yeah. I had to put some coins in my coin box. They were just on my desk.
So the thing that I was saying was like I was actually like hoping that Dr. Wu was not a stand ability.
Oh, yes.
It was just a thing that character could do.
Yeah.
He was a rock human.
I thought that was honestly, that's like how I was choosing to read the scene as well when I was going through it. I thought it was more. He was a more interesting character as just like a rock human who has practiced really hard and like trained and developed this ability. I thought that was more interesting than just like I'm a rock human and I happen to have a stand that would only be useful for rock humans.
Okay, well, also rock humans have like 95% of rock humans have stands, right? That's the thing that's been established.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So like
true.
I thought it would be like so interesting if we saw a rock human without a stand, because we haven't seen any.
Yeah.
Ever.
To give some sort of idea of like, here's what their base capabilities are with no extra powers. I just got a text message I need to reply to real quick.
Got it. While you're at it, is there anything else in chapter 95 that we should discuss?
Well, I think we can always do some good old-fashioned next chapter predictions that will be dead wrong.
Well, I think we already did. We already covered that pretty well. I actually explicitly laid out what I said I thought the next chapter would be.
The finishing off of this chapter, and then we cut to Mamazuku. So if that's your bet that you're placing, then I'm going to bet on... Well, I guess I don't really have anywhere to put my bet other than on Josuke. So I will say next chapter is a Josuke chapter. Just out of, I don't know, blind hope.
Yours is probably, honestly, a safer bet than mine. I haven't, because we haven't seen Mamazuku in a while. I think Araki may have forgotten him.
I don't think so. He only left the plot in chapter 89, 90? It was when he and Josuke got separated at the police car thing.
It still feels like a while away.
Yeah, because it's been months and months. But in story time, he's only not seen Josuke for a day.
Well, yeah, but the that we waited a month for takes place over 2 minutes, like you said, in story time, so
yeah,
you know how it is.
True. Okay, sorry. I was sort of half answering message during this time, but now I'm done. So yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a Josuke chapter next time. I'm hoping we will find out why he's sitting in that chair, but also, you're a genius. I think you already cracked the code just by saying he's waiting for Toru. I think that's going to be beneficial. I don't know what...
That was 100% a guess that I pulled literally out of my third ass chamber.
Well, fucking your third ass chamber, you might want to check what else is in there, because it's solid gold, baby. That was a great fucking answer to that question. I can't imagine what else he would be doing, because, I don't know how much Toru's stand is augmenting.
I was just thinking what characters are relevant to the story right now.
Who else is even at the hospital or could be found there?
Jobin's not going. Jobin's not going to the hospital.
No.
Yasuho's at the house. The head doctor's at the house. We got Toru. We got Mamazuku, who hasn't been seen in ages.
Yeah, true.
So, I figure 50-50 shot. He's either waiting for Mamazuku or Toru.
I guess so.
And my money's on Toru.
My money's on Toru also.
He works there.
He fucking works there, and his stand is definitely contributing to this head doctor shit. I don't know how much. I don't know what it's augmenting, what element of the stand is Toru. But I'm certain that if you disabled him, the head doctor would become less of a problem on his own. The head doctor probably is that much of a calamity because he's two stands working together. That's what I think anyways. That's what makes sense to me.
I think that's highly possible.
Alright, so I'm going to tab through 95 real quick. Man, so many good Jobin faces this chapter. Jobin's appearance has changed since we first saw him. Do you remember how it used to be, the sides of his head were more shaved? It was cut much closer, and then his main frontal hair swoop was, way more wavy. And it had that hair clip in it. Now it seems like he sort of has a more normal hairstyle. But I kind of like that. I don't think it's, a negative. I think it's almost like Araki was, going out of his way to draw something extra weird because he felt like he needed to make a unique hairstyle. And now it's sort of it's just naturally Jobin's hair. He doesn't need to, give it the bells and whistles. I don't know. It feels like he's grown into it. It's just what he naturally looks like now. Like if you look at the very first panel of Jobin ever versus like how he looks in the modern day, like with those shaved sides and the hair curl is more weird. Now it's sort of like a straightforward swoop.
It's kind of akin to how Kira's hair changes.
I feel you.
Like like he's got like like regular hair, but it's blonde, and then like when he becomes Kosaku, he's got like sort of weird spiky hair going all over the place, and then when he awakens, bites the dust,
he brushes it back.
Slicks it back.
Yeah. Also, how fucking cool is that we actually got a shot of him doing that in the anime? I mean, like in the manga, he just shows up with different hair, right? That's pretty much it. Did you read the Part 4 manga?
I did read the Part 4 manga. I actually don't remember the shot of him slicking back his hair.
Oh, in the
anime. That was like years ago in real time.
But it does exist, I can tell you that much, because I remember being like, oh, that's cool as fuck. So that's how his hair gets how it looks in, like, the images that John and Merk sent. John, of course, is our best friend of all time, and the greatest mashup artist who's ever lived, John SP2000. Check him out. What else is there to talk about Chapter 95?
Well, I forgot that Norisuke's hand fell off.
Yeah. That's not cool. Also, like, man, just like the I feel like this was actually masterful, and I'm the idiot. This whole time I felt like this flash forward, like Norisuke in the body bag thing, is it Yasuo, blah 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 blah. I thought that all of that to some extent was like a mistake. Like, oh, Araki, you shouldn't have done that. Now you're beholden to like this weird, you've locked yourself in, and like I know Araki's like gonna change things so it won't line up perfectly. You know, like when he tries to like pre-write something for himself and then slot into it, he pretty much always is like, oh nah, you know, I changed my mind, I'm gonna do it this way instead. You know, like he finds the story in the process of making it.
Can I just briefly talk about how cool page 27 is going to look in the anime?
Page 27.
That's where he's cradling Norisuke in his arms, and you got the puzzle pieces falling down.
Oh yeah, that is going to look good. Dude, I feel like the whole moment of from when he says, Jobin, what did you do to this man? To then, like, the slow Speed King hand on his shoulder, and he turns around, and Norisuke looks, like, so beautiful in these panels. He's like the prettiest man who's ever lived. Araki drew him, like, really stunningly beautiful one last time before he was killed. Like, this panel where he turns around, and he sees Speed King's hand right there. This is page like 22 or 23. He sees Speed King's hand. Like, look at his eyes and his face. Araki is so good at drawing beautiful dudes.
On page 29, classic.
Sorry.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Go ahead.
Good?
Yeah.
On page 29, we also have like the classic death smoke.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, we do. The classic, that little, it looks almost like it's from the motherfucking airbrush tool in MS Paint a little bit. The classic death mist. The death steam. Fresh out of the death oven. This whole sequence with Norisuke like slowly turning around to see Speed King already touching him, and then he reaches up to grab his neck, and then his neck and hand both just horrible. But like the way they give it just a white background, and he just says like, Jobin, you, and then he dies. It's so horrible. It's going to be so hard to watch in animation. Or not hard to watch, but it's going to be such a gripping scene. Go ahead. Sorry.
Speed King has already touched that patriarch.
Oh. Sorry, patriarch. You're on the way out. Fucking making room for a new one. Man. I wonder if... No, I don't know. The end of the chapter, the last page, he draws Mamazuku. Where it's Mitsuba's internal dialogue. He says, "This is a calamity." And it says like half of Josuke's face, half of Yasuo's face, and then Mamazuku, like really clearly. I wonder if he's being drawn so that, like, I don't know, maybe the next chapter is a Mamazuku chapter.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
Clearly he hasn't forgotten about him. He's still drawing him.
He's got to be up to something.
Yeah.
We can't be wrong this many times in a row.
Yeah. There's no way.
Statistically speaking.
But also, like, there's...
If we guess the same thing every month, like, we're eventually gonna be right.
A stopped clock is right twice a day. And one day, it will be our time. Man. So... Yeah, I think that's all of the speculation and discussion we're going to do for Chapter 95. I mean, I was just tabbing back through 93 and 94 to see if there was anything interesting. But really, like, I think we've covered it. This was a big emotional chapter. This was, hey, wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. We could be,
here we go. He's got some bit.
Maybe. I mean, hold your horses. Hold your horses. I'm going back. Go to...
The whole horse?
Hold the whole horse, dude. Don't hold half of it. Hold the whole thing. So, check it out. There's only 2 fucking fruits on the branch. Weren't there 3? Right on the page where Jobin goes to pick up the cell phone and it's not there. There's only 2 fucking fruits on the branch. And then on the next page, it zooms out. Still only 2.
Yeah, I see it.
So let me go to the end.
4.
Let me go to the end of the previous chapter. Yeah. So go to the end of the previous chapter. There are 4. There are 1, 2, 3 on the actual thing. And then there's one little one that has fallen off. So we are now missing 2. I don't know where they are. I don't know if Joshu picked one up.
I think they're too small to be viable.
Maybe. But you know that thing I'm always saying about how you need to eat like 120 grams of the fruit in order to initiate an exchange? That was in the flashback chapters with Josefumi and Kira. So it's possible that you could eat both of the small fruits and have it be just enough to initiate an exchange. But I can tell that the large fruits are the ones that are still on the branch. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because it looks like the 2 largest ones.
So we're up to fruits. We still have... we're down to 2 fruits. We still have 3 people at risk.
Yeah, but I mean, it's possible that one of the fruits is already, like, in play, you know? Like, Joshu's standing right next to this fucking thing. What if he just picked one up and put it in his pocket, and he's trying to go out there and feed it to Yasuo? Who knows? So maybe, yes,
Possibly.
now we have 2 fruits and 3 people, but, what if fucking, we actually have 2 fruits and 2 people now? Yasuo eats both of the small ones and gets healed. Tsurugi eats one and gets healed, and the Holly gets the other one. But you know Jobin would never agree to that. He's not a generous person.
No, he'd kill Joshu.
He would kill Yasuo and Joshu before he would let that happen. Fuck. So what do we do, man? How are they going to get out of this one? Do you think...
Find out, what, week? When the new chapter comes out?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, shit. Do you think that... Oh my god! I just knocked over everything on my desk. Okay, whatever. That's fine. I'll clear that up later.
Are we still going?
Yes, it's fine. Do you think that this situation is going to be resolved by somebody else coming into the house? Like, backup is going to arrive? Or do you think this shit is going to be some other thing? Like, I don't know, Daya goes crazy from grief and stress, and her stand goes berserk and starts fucking everyone's memories and deleting the traumatic portion. Do you think we're going to have somebody else show up to the house, or do you think this is going to be solved with just the pieces we have? Or not solved, but like...
So when you say if somebody else is going to show up, you mean like...
Mamazuku or something.
Like somebody... Oh, okay. So no, what I actually think is, like, I think if we continue directly from here, what's going to happen is... Kyo Nijimura is gonna grab Yasuho and leave.
I would love that.
They're gonna try and go find. Josuke.
Literally, it would be like it's totally fine that you didn't use her at all in the rest of the story, Araki. I understand now. It's because you were waiting to use her here. It would totally redeem Kyo Nijimura for me. Would all make sense.
Well, like, and now would be the time to act.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Because.
Basically, they've established, like, she's the kind of character who lies in wait. You know? Like, she's undercover, basically. Now would be the time.
Yeah, because now Jobin's in charge. We got 2 fruits, and, you know?
Yeah. True.
Gonna need all the help we can get.
Man. I wonder if... No, I don't know. I wonder if, just taking Yasuo and driving away is going to be enough. Because then she's not going to have a fucking arm. Are you... Like, I'm pretty sure she needs to eat that fruit, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping Joshu will feed her the fruit. I mean, I don't like Joshu. He's not like, you know, he's Joshu. Nobody. All right, I can't.
I'm not sure what time this is relative to the flash forward, but it can't be like that close to the flash forward. You know what I'm saying? But also not that far away.
I think they actually told us a couple chapters ago.
I think it's too soon for Joshu to play an active role. If he tries anything right now, he'll be killed.
Yeah, definitely. Because he's right in front of Jobin. Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to find out what the time is to see where our last timestamp was. Yes! Our last timestamp is at the end of chapter 93. It says 3 hours, 24 minutes until the harvest. And this is the... Oh, excuse me. This is the exact moment that Jobin drops Yasuo into the toilet. So from that moment, we are 3 hours, 24 minutes from the end of the harvest. Which means we're 3 hours, 11 minutes from when everybody is fine in the living room, the flash forward. So we're only 3 hours from that. How? That's impossible. I don't get it. Like, even if it wasn't 3 hours, if you were just telling me, like, oh, no, yeah, that happened same day, I would be like, really? Same day? It doesn't look like it. I don't know how that is going to occur, that everyone is just going to be back to normal and cool same day, other than the memory stand.
Well, yeah, Tsurugi is really the problem in that flash forward.
Yeah. How is it that Tsurugi is here before the harvest is done and all that shit? But if you'll remember, fucking Josefumi and Kira also ate their fruit slightly before it was done, and it worked. So, you know, maybe the non-ripe, maybe the fruit doesn't have to be 100% ripe. Maybe it's fine. Who knows?
Wait, could you do you have the exact panel where we see Norisuke's corpse in the flash forward?
Yes, I do. I will pull it up for you.
I think I asked this before, but did he seem rocky at all?
No, not in the slightest. He's bleeding like normal. You can see like his, like the exposed blood part of like his hand and shit. There was no rock to it. It would be interesting if there was some rock.
That's about all I could. That's about all I could think of to reconcile the fact that the harvest hasn't taken place yet and Tsurugi is still healthy.
Yeah. Well, give me 1 second. Oh, here it is. Do you need the panel of Norisuke in the body bag for any reason?
If you could send that, I'll just take a look.
Oh, I already have it. I went to go
exploring possibilities.
Oh, for sure. I went to go hit the button that says like save this from my manga program directly to my images folder, and it said like overwrite. Like I've already saved this exact page. It's great. Here, this is for you. Bing. But I'm still confused on why...
It doesn't look like he's rocky at all.
I'm still confused on why Paper Moon King feels the need to be in that bag. Why is Paper Moon King in there?
No, I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't tell you either. Now that, like, we're over that...
Now that we know it is, in fact, Norisuke.
Yeah, now that we're over that, like, 2-month waiting period where it could have been Yasuo. That was so funny that he did that. Araki's such a trickster. Like... I don't think anybody was doubting that it was Norisuke until somebody else got dismembered.
Maybe we'll find out in another, 4 chapters when we get back to that point in time.
Shit, man. Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I really want to cut back to Josuke or Mamazuku at some point. Because I feel like we have... How many months has it been? So, this chapter 95 was in March. Jesus, I can't believe it was so long ago now. For me, it doesn't even feel like, the 18th of March, right? That seems like, oh man, we're only 9 days from that being a month ago. But for me, I worked 6 days a week for 3 weeks. I think one of them was 5. But then... because I just wake up and go to work and then come home and go to sleep, barring, if I'm hanging with friends or if I'm going to eat food or something, the day is completely consumed by work. And then I just wake up for the next day of work and then it's completely consumed. So it's almost like time just fucking flows by me. I still feel like it's March. I don't even know why it's April yet.
Your job and you.
Yeah. I don't know. Time is just flowing through me and around me at an accelerated pace. For me, I feel like I still just read this chapter. It's fresh in my mind.
It's actually more like Made in Heaven.
Oh, fuck. Well, if time gets faster and faster, then we'll know for sure. Yeah, anyway, time is moving up for me. Because I work fucking 6 days a week. 5 or 6, usually. But anyways, chapter 95 was in March. Chapter 94 was in January, because February we didn't have a chapter. And then chapter 93 was in December, right? So 92 was then in November. 91 was in fucking September? October? Where the fuck is Mamazuku? I'm trying to figure out the last time Mamazuku even appeared. The last time Mamazuku appeared was in chapter 90. So, 6 months ago. We haven't seen Mamazuku in so fucking long. Alright, I don't know where else to go with this chapter discussion business. I think we've sort of discussed it. Should we go to...
Then we can go into some other stuff on the docket.
Yeah, we can go to some other stuff.
Why don't we start with a theory that I had about why... people familiar with Part 3 will remember the time when Dio used a stand very visually similar and functionally similar to Hermit Purple.
Right.
And that's weird because people can only have one stand. And I found both an in-universe and out-of-universe explanation that I think works for this.
Okay, nice.
So,
I think your in-universe one might be the same as mine. But go ahead. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to just go ahead and deliver it.
So let me just start with the out-of-universe explanation.
Oh, sure.
Dio used to be... the world used to be, like, the concept that Araki wanted to go with was it has the ability the other stands.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard of that being a thing.
And this Hermit Purple may be a holdover from that time.
Mm-hmm.
If he was in fact writing the world to work in this way as at the time.
Dude, what better way to make your villain intimidating than to straight up just give him access to all of the available powers?
Right. So that's the out of universe explanation. I think that's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
The in universe one is more interesting to me. So you know how when Dio was shot with the arrow,
yes,
it developed stands in all of the other Joestars minus Jolene.
Yes, because she wasn't born.
Right. So if you look at the stand abilities and appearances in some cases of the other Joestar stands, you're looking at Hermit Purple, you're looking at Crazy Diamond, you're looking at Star Platinum.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go one by one. So I think the world actually contains aspects of the stands that it indirectly created. So in Hermit Purple's case, it just can use Hermit Purple.
Oh, because Hermit Purple is already
a stand within a stand. It's like sheer heart attack almost. It's a sub ability of the world. With Star Platinum, it has the same ability, stop time. The Crazy Diamond, it has, if you look at the world's design, it has like hearts and stuff.
Yeah, yes, it does. You know what's interesting?
And parts.
For part 7, the worlds, they replaced all of those hearts with the letter D. Strange. I don't know why.
They did. Well, like you said, Araki doesn't draw things without a reason. I think that the hearts are meant to be like a reference to Crazy Diamond. And the reason why alternate universe Diego's stand wouldn't have those is because, Josuke is not related to him.
Yeah, in that universe, Dio has no entanglement with the Joestars. I get you. It's kind of like the hearts.
So if we move on,
because you know how the hearts are like a character motif for many Joestars, like for Josuke, for Giorno, for Jolene, they all have like a heart somewhere in their design.
Well, I was gonna move on to Giorno now.
Oh, go ahead then. Sorry, you're already talking about
Gold
this.
Experience. Gold Experience has the same color motif as the world, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Same primaries. And I think that had the world been allowed to develop more, it would have eventually unlocked abilities of the other Joestar stands. It would have become able to fix things by touching them, or bring life to inanimate objects, or well, we already saw.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we already saw purple.
Yeah, true.
So I don't know. That's my theory. I just think that the world is kind of, in a way, still an amalgam of other stands. Even if it's not all the stands, it's still all the Joestar stands, minus Stone Free, of course.
Mm-hmm. What I was going to... Sorry, I just need to cough for a second. We'll cut this out of the video. I just had a bad feeling in my throat. It was deep in there. A surface level cough. I was not going to get it.
You don't have the Rona, do you?
No, not the Rona. Just a weed cough. Purely a piece of shit stoner. No disease. Anyway,
Well, that's good.
Yeah, better than the alternative. Although I probably should stop smoking weed in general because it makes your lungs weaker. So like the coronavirus can just get in there because it attacks your lungs. But if I listened to good advice like that, I wouldn't be myself. Anyway, so to get way back on topic, what I was talking about was the fact that original universe Dio has hearts on his The World. And alternate universe Dio Brando from another world, Diego Brando. Sorry, shit's rolling around on my desk. Alternate universe Diego only has, he has D's, so they have changed it. And we were saying it's because he doesn't have any relation to the Joestars in that universe. He doesn't have, like, he's not entangled with their bloodline. And I was saying, you know, many Joestars, like Josuke, Giorno, and Jolene, and even Johnny. Johnny has hearts on his sleeves. He has a little heart, like, cutout. But the heart motif is in a lot of their designs, right? And I think that maybe, just maybe, even though that this was before, like, most of the Joestars had hearts on their shit, I think maybe, way back in part 3, Araki designed the world to be, like, this imposing golden diver man figure, but then added the hearts to signify, like, yeah, but he's made of Joestar, you know? Like, he's part of the lineage. He's part of the design, the accessorization.
Were hearts a motif with the Joestars back in part 3?
No, I don't think
I'm not
so.
sure.
I'm just saying, because it became that going forward, I wonder if that, at the time, was, like, even something as basic as, like, I'm going to make the stand look really mean and then put hearts on it just to have it be like even a little bit of a contradiction, just an interesting choice. I think maybe that was supposed to represent how he's Dio, but he's made of Joestar.
Retroactive canon is always like a tricky thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm not trying to say this was always like this.
Like,
I'm just wondering.
No, like, cause you notice connections, but like you're not sure if like that if that's just the way that if that's just a recurring thing that Araki likes to do, like
yeah,
like he loves putting stars on shoulders. He absolutely loves putting stars on shoulders.
He's all about it.
Even in cases where maybe they shouldn't be there, like with Josefumi.
Yeah, literally, what the fuck is up with that? I'm gonna be I love JoJolian. I love it. It's maybe my favorite part. I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm gonna think that the story was shit and sucked if they don't tell us where the fuck Josefumi's birthmark is from. I'm going to consider that like a huge fuck up and a detriment to the story in the long run, because it's like everything else that I doubted ended up being so airtight. If they just leave that, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be like, what the hell?
Current prevailing opinion is that he's Joseph Joestar's son.
True.
But we have no confirmation of that yet.
Oh, speaking of.
Anyway,
you go ahead.
Back to retroactive canon. It's so difficult to tell when it's just a style choice by Araki, like drawing on common motifs that he likes.
Yeah.
Or if he actually intended there to be a connection there. Like we can't know for sure that Crazy Diamond has hearts because the world had hearts.
Well, I'm more thinking of it like even removed from those parameters. Just think about it like this: Araki draws the world, 1987, and then fast forward. In the 2000s, he's doing Steel Ball Run, and it comes time to draw the world again. Do you think he forgot how to draw the world? I think he made a decision. I'm gonna make this one look a little different. And then it's more, I'm just asking myself, well, why? Why would he do that? And then what do the hearts mean? And then I'm thinking, based on how they're used in the rest of the series, I feel like the hearts intrinsically mean Joestar and, like, virtue. And so this Dio not having a neck scar, not having Jonathan's body, I don't know. That's just what I make of it. You can't really... You got to be careful looking at things that are similar and mistaking it for, like, intent one way or the other. But that's just how it reads to me. Oh, and I have one more thing to say about Dio being able to use Hermit Purple. Are you ready for this?
All right, go ahead.
That's Jonathan's stand. Boom. Done.
Yeah, I've heard this theory, but like I just don't I don't see it. You know, like even if you were, even if Dio capital D capital I capital O was a fusion of Jonathan and Dio Brando.
Okay.
You know, that I just don't see that as an explanation for why he gets to have two stands.
I don't know.
You know?
I mean, when you
Josuke,
die,
Josuke in part 8 doesn't have two stands, even though he's literally a fusion of two people.
yeah, but it's sort of like, okay, think about it this way, right? What can be said to be you? It's probably like your memories and your thoughts, right? So Jonathan should have died, quote unquote, when he was killed by Dio on the boat. And therefore, you know, people who are dead do not have stands. His stand should disappear when the user dies. But I don't know.
Yeah, people who are dead don't have stands. Forward to
Notorious
Carne.
Big Carne, yeah. I still don't understand how the boss knew what his stand did if he has to die to activate it. Like, does it do something different and it only does the infinite pursuit ability when he is killed? Does it have any function while he's alive?
We saw him manifesting his stand before he was killed.
Right.
So it's possible that he doesn't need to die for it
Well,
to
he was
actually
probably going to do
manifest.
something with it then, right? It probably is able to do something if he was taking it out. Probably has utility while he's alive.
It still seems weird that he would just run out like that.
Yeah.
Like, how would he know that his stand will persist after he dies?
Yeah, and it's not even like a video gamey thing like, oh, if you kill somebody post-death, then you get like points or you get to come back to life or you get something. Literally, like, Carne gets no benefits from doing this. He just gets to die and kill somebody else in revenge one time. And that's it.
Oh boy, here I go dying again.
Oh boy, I get to go to work today. He gets up, walks out, shot instantly. Dude, fucking... Anyway, Jonathan's body is dead. Jonathan's dead, right? Dio kills him on the boat, in the hull, in the cargo hold of the boat. And
then he escapes in the coffin.
Right. So it seems like he should be only using one stand, because like he uses the arrow to pierce himself, and I don't think he pierces like his head, right? He just pierces his body like a normal person. And then he gets the world. But like, think about it this way. The ecosystem that is Jonathan's body is still going. It's still operating. His body never fully died. Dio like shot him in the throat with Space Ripper stingy eyes and then ripped his head off and put his own head back on. But Jonathan's heart like never stopped pumping blood. You know, he lost a lot of blood, but he didn't physically die. So it's possible that the rules of the arrow consider the entity of Jonathan and Dio being two separate, still living beings. I don't know why or how, but if you want to have like an in-universe reason for why Dio can just use Hermit Purple right there for no reason, I think that's Jonathan's stand. And
okay, and there's actually like there's some interview, or maybe it's just a theory about how stands are like another form of Haman.
Oh, yes. Well, fucking in the damn.
We've seen that Jonathan's Haman is nothing if not persistent. It is the longest lasting Haman that we see in the series.
Yeah, I mean he's able
to keep a zombie holding on to
yeah, how can you do that with Haman? You just
the gears.
You just like tense his muscles using the ripple and make him move around? That's crazy. That's the most advanced shit.
And if we connect that to what you were saying, it's possible that like the perpetuity of his Haman is the reason why he still manages to live on in Dio's body.
Bro, the stand, the way they write stand, like the kanji for it, it means ghostly ripple. And do you remember when fucking Joseph was introducing Jotaro to what a stand is, and he said it depends on your breath, like come on, like if you stop breathing, your stand won't work, which later is not true, but like, you know, they sort of make,
but like,
they sort of posture
gasped,
like
but,
it's.
my push to talk didn't register.
Oh, so you did a dramatic gasp. Awesome.
I did a dramatic gasp, and I was holding down push to talk.
Oh.
But then it only caught it at the end.
Oh.
And then the gasp had already passed.
We'll just have to put in like a theater full of people sound effect. We'll just have to put it in. Like a cheesy ass, just a button. That'll be good. Like a Disney Channel sitcom. Yeah.
Okay, no more gasping from me today. I had to cough.
Dude, you're on push to talk. You're way better off than me. When I cough, you just hear it on the damn mic. Maybe I should go on push to talk. No, I'm an open mic guy though.
Yeah, but it
open
also,
mic night every night.
Fucks up my throat when I do that. When I do that audible gasp, it also fucks up my throat. So I just don't want to do it.
Well, you take care of yourself then. Don't fucking put yourself out on account of making sound effects. Alright, so what were we just talking about a second ago? We were talking about the Dio Stan, Jonathan Stan thing. I think there actually is one single Araki resource, like maybe in like Jojo Veller or Jojo Agogo or something like that, where Araki labels that Hermit Purple thing Jonathan Stand. I think he does say that it's Jonathan Stand like one time ever. Let me find out if that's true. Oh wow, I was right. Jojo Agogo, Stand Dictionary, page 33. It's called the Joestar Stand. It's not Jonathan Stand. Listen, this is what Araki says. This is a direct quote from Araki. He's able to use a similar clairvoyance as Joseph because his body is Jonathan's from the neck down. Jojo Agogo, Stand Dictionary, page 33. I guess so.
I'm kind of a little disappointed actually by that, because I really thought like this is a really good explanation for why.
Oh, I shouldn't have looked it up then.
Connection for certain visual motifs. But well, if you hadn't looked it up, somebody else would have looked it up and left a comment anyway.
And then we would have just had to go through this in the next episode.
Yeah. But like I was just really hoping like this is such a good, this theory is such a good way to like reconcile certain common motifs between the Joestar stands and the world, and like to explain an otherwise out of place occurrence of somebody having two stands.
True. I mean, I liked what you were going for, definitely. Listen to this.
It's real to me, damn it.
Like wrestling. I have an interesting extra thing that I just came across while I was reading the wiki here. Check this the fuck out. Dio used this technique to track the Joestars and their friends' current locations, send stand users after them. This stand is also capable of showing an image present in someone's heart through a crystal ball. Dio used it to show Polnareff one image of Jay Gale, as that image represented the pain Polnareff felt in his heart. That's crazy. I didn't register to me, or I don't remember that he did that, or whatever. But that's cool. Dio uses spirit photography more than once. I like that.
Yeah, I don't. But I was anime only for part 3, so if it was a manga thing, I wouldn't have got it anyway.
Me too. I mean, I feel like that sounds vaguely familiar. Like, I know there was definitely a scene of Polnareff talking to Dio, telling him, like, this, and that, whatever the hell. But I definitely didn't realize at the time that he was supposed to be using Hermit Purple and spirit photography for that. It's very cool. Check this out.
When I think of Polnareff and Dio, all I think of is that scene on the staircase. Running down the stairs and the stop time and...
That literally is so sick. That's so cool. Like, Villains in other series don't have that much personality. Like, Dio has more personality in that one scene with Polnareff than you motherfuckers will ever have. You don't even know. That's so, like, telling about his character. That's so hilarious that, like, you know that's really inefficient to do that. And that's a really stupid use of your power. But Dio came up with the idea, and he knows it'll look sick, and Polnareff will be fucking terrified. So he's just, like, rubbing his hands together like, this is gonna be great. I love Dio. He has a certain amount of, like, playfulness with his powers.
And also maximum charisma.
Yeah, like, you remember when he was making human chimeras? Just because he could. Just to fuck around. Dude. While I'm on this same wiki page still, in the JoJo novel Jorge Joestar, Dio possesses a stand with the name The Passion. Its appearance is similar to Hermit Purple, but takes the form of a crown of thorns and has the ability to view the past and future of the user's blood relatives, including a relative in another universe. And then a relative in another universe is hyperlinked to Giorno Giovanna. That's sick! I should read Jorge Joestar. Have you heard anything about this novel?
I'm just not, because the art is kind of off-putting, to be honest.
I mean, fucking, I feel like in the novels, the art's not even the point. The art's like an optional bonus, if it's good.
Well, it also seems like it's just so different from like all the canon materials.
I mean,
like,
I haven't read it, but I have heard a summary. Just someone trying to explain, like, literally trying their hardest to explain what happens and, like, have it make sense. And as soon as they got to the part where there's 33 cars on Mars, I fucking just, like, my brain exploded. 36 cars on Mars, thank you.
On Mars.
My brain fucking exploded permanently, forever. And I never recovered to this day. 36 cars on Mars. Fucking ridiculous. But yeah, I think it's a little bit too crazy. I think it might be more popular if it wasn't so balls to the wall.
And that's saying something when the series is called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is more like, I don't even know, but it's like some crazy Gurren Lagann shit. Like, it's way bigger than JoJo has ever been.
It's like okay, so like you can have a series that's weird but still grounded in its own rules, and then you have Jorge Joestar.
Yeah, where you have like stands, wounds, and like other crazy shit. Yeah, there's all sorts of weird ass shit in this book. And also, like, dude. The odd-numbered chapters tell the story of how Jorge, Elizabeth, and another girl named Penelope de la Rosa grew up together, eventually leading to Jorge joining the Royal Air Force and marrying Elizabeth. However, this time around, their wedding is threatened by a zombie invasion. The other chapters are another story altogether and considered the true story of the novel, set in the 20th century after the world has been reset by similar to the effects of Made in Heaven exactly 36 times. It focuses on kid detective Jorge Joestar, and I'm checking out. Like, as soon as I get to kid detective Jorge Joestar, I'm like, oh, never mind, I don't want to read this.
Oh, you didn't even get to the fact that stands aren't named after musical references anymore. They're named after films.
Yeah. Wounds, Bounds, and Beyonds. It's so fucking weird.
And his stand is literally just a cop. He's just a cop.
Oh,
that's
yeah. His stand
NYPD Blue.
is just a police officer. Yeah. He's just one. Exactly one police officer. Extremely useful, I guess. Look at this. Listen to this. It focuses on kid detective, blah, 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 who, while investigating a recent string, comes across a boy detective named Sugimoto Kato, who has somehow traveled between universes. After he's found dead in Morio, seemingly by Yoshikage Kira's hands, Joji heads to investigate. Okay, still somewhat normal. Along the way, Joji eventually reaches outer space and meets 36 different versions of cars, each from a different universe, one of which accompanies him back to Earth, all ending in a massive fistfight with Dio Brando as he attempts to become the Holy Corpse and gain unlimited power. Okay. Like, I can't... My brain is already completely fried. Like, this is your brain on drugs. It's a fucking fried egg in a pan, dude. I'm sizzling over here. I don't know how to think anymore. I'm completely broken as a person. This is what happens to me just from reading the summary. Imagine if you read the book. Too dangerous.
This to actual like canon JoJo fans is what JoJo is to people who have never heard of it in their lives.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's the same level of like completely inaccessibly weird that it would be if you were like a complete normo and you heard about JoJo for the first time. Yeah. What the fuck even? Look at the cover. Weird looking, right?
So there's this guy to suck his mom's tits. And he eats his own vomit, right? But also he has the power to detach his tongue and put it in his sister's ear.
But get this. Wait.
God.
I know what you're thinking. This is a lovable rascal of a guy. But what does he do? Well, I'll tell you. He steals from children and he loves fish sausages. That's the pitch. That's who Joshu is.
He also hates a man with 4 balls. He hates a man with 4 balls.
Have you know about Chris Chan? Oh, you don't really know that much about Chris Chan, do you? We talked about this one time.
No.
Nothing? Really? Damn it. Okay, so
is he the guy with the Sonichu OC?
Yes, Sonichu. Okay, you know about Sonichu at least. So Sonichu.
I know of Sonichu.
Sonichu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon, my original character. Anyway, so Chris Chan is a character who exists in our world, in the real world. And his name, well, he's Christine Weston Chandler now, but his original name was Christian Weston Chandler. So, thus, Chris W. Chandler, or Chris Chandler, Chris Chan. So, he made a little name for himself. But he's Chris Chan, and he's also Christian. So, you know, he basically had the ultimate pun name of all time. The wordplay is spot on. Like, you know, how could somebody with such a good name go so wrong? But here's what happened. Basically, Chris was struck with incurable and overwhelming autism from a young age, and the only treatment was Sonic the Hedgehog. And so, on a steady diet of Sonic the Hedgehog, Chris grew up extremely weird, and started making like Sonic comics and shit. And so, unfortunately, this got Chris noticed by people online. And also, he would do weird things like he would go out in public. Trust me, I'm going to tie all of this back to JoJo. I have a plan. He would go out in public.
Is this real life?
What?
Because you said this is a character who exists in our universe.
No, it is.
You started to describe the weirdest shit that I've ever heard in my life. Is this lore or is this real life?
This is real life. This is the person. Christian Weston Chandler's life. He created Sonichu.
This person sounds like a Filthy Frank character.
like Chocolate Man, like the guy who dies in the bathtub who spits up chocolate. That's my favorite Filthy Frank character. Or Dad. His name is Dad. His name is Dade. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? I got to get back on topic. Chris Chan, right? So Chris Chan, unfortunately, makes these Sonic comics and creates Sonichu, the electric hedgehog Pokemon, his original character. And he would do things like he would go around in real life with like a big sign that he was holding, a big like white sign that he made himself with like markers and shit. And it would say like, looking for a boyfriend-free girl from between the ages of 18 and 22, must not smell bad, must have good grades, must like Pokemon, you know. And he was like a local menace, like the town he lived in like Richmond, Virginia, or wherever the fuck he lives. And he went to university and he would have these, he would just walk around wearing a sign around his neck all day, like, girls, please come up and talk to me, I am available. But he's like so fat and disgusting and weird and awkward that no one did it. No one would ever do that. And then the dean of the university is like, hey man, you can't be doing that. Like, just please stop. And also please stop bothering other students.
So I think I know where you're going with this. He's Joshu.
You know what? Maybe a little bit, but I was going for something else. I'm going somewhere specific. Oh shit. What was I gonna... We were talking about Joshu and doing fish sausages and shit. Oh, the man with 4 balls. Okay, no, I have it all. Sorry. I literally missed where I was gonna go with all this Chris Chan stuff, and then I remembered it. I've got it. Because I'm going to tell the story of the man in the pickle suit. Anyway, so... basically, Chris does all this stuff, and the dean of the university gets mad at him, and her name is what's her name? Damn it, her name is like Mary Elizabeth Winstead. That's an actress. That's the woman who played Ramona Flowers. But anyway, she has one of those like 3-part names, and so he just puts her into his comic, like, as a bad guy for Sonny Chu to fight. Like, the literal dean of his university, her name is, like, Mary Elizabeth or whatever. He puts her in the comic as, like, this evil bitch who has, like, magic powers and shit that Sonny Chu has to, like, fight against. And he has her get, like, brutally dismembered and gored and killed. And then he, like, prints these comics and he's, like, giving them to people at school. So you can't do that. Chris is, like, fantastically out of touch with reality. But the point is, he does all this crazy shit. He makes this weird-ass comic. He gets noticed on the internet. And another thing Chris does is that he compulsively posts things about himself on the internet. Like, he doesn't know when to stop. He doesn't know what's personal information. Like, he just fucking, like, put up his home phone number and address, like, the moment he started using the internet and never took it down. Because he's just out of his mind. He has no idea what he's doing. But the point is, he became, like, the lolcow that began the lolcow terminology and even, like, craze. You know? Like, people on the internet would just have, like, whole lives, whole careers dedicated to fucking with this man. Like, they would call him on the phone. I'm sorry, I'm misgendering her, Christine Chandler, so much. But I'm talking about the point at which he was Chris Chan.
Time to correct.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. She's not going to watch this, but she's living as a female now. That's her choice. Who gives a shit?
You don't know.
Well, I'm not going to put Chris Chan in the title of the video. She's not going to know it was in a fucking 2-hour JoJo podcast. It's buried, dude. It's buried deep. There's no way anyone's going to get to it. Anyways, so he gets himself noticed online and he becomes a lolcow. People just fuck with him. They call him on the phone, they play pranks on him, and they do all this horrible shit. Like, they make him destroy his PS3. Like, they make him do, like, gross shit on camera, and then they have that footage, and they're like, we will release this to the world unless you go into your front driveway and record a video of yourself smashing your own PS3 with a hammer. And he does it. Like, just because he's I don't know, he's mind broken by these people. So the point is, there's the people that are fucking with him, and there's Chris Chan, who is endlessly susceptible to it. He never wisens up. He never, like, gets smart. And so the absolute funniest fucking Chris Chan story, like the best piece of the Chris Chan saga in my mind, is the man in the pickle suit. And now this story, this is a great one. This is someone from 4chan coordinated this to happen, because we know where Chris lives. We know, like, the mall that he frequents, and we know that he is, like, desperate for a lady friend, right? He's desperate to have any kind of female attention. So here's what we'll do. We will have a woman, like a real life woman, a girl, ask him out on a date to go walk around the mall. And then when they get to the mall, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have this lady act like she did not know this was going to happen, but a man wearing a full body pickle suit will show up and just start talking to Chris and the lady. And he's going to start flirting with her. And the plan is to have her be like, I'm gonna go hang out with this guy now, bye, and just leave with the pickle man. And Chris doesn't know any of this is predestined to happen. Chris is just going on a date with what he thinks is a real girl who's like actually into him. And then like halfway through the date, they just bump into this fucking pickle douche. And he just starts like chatting up the girl. And she's like, I'm gonna go hang out with Pickle Man, bye. And so he goes home and he makes a video ranting about it. And he was like, what does he say? I was thwarted by the man in the pickle suit. And it became a big meme. So I think that's how Jojo feels about the man with 4 balls. Like, the day I met him, he hit me in the head with a brick, and now he's dating my girlfriend. Fuck this guy with 4 balls. He's the bane of my existence. The man with 4 balls. I've got to do something about him. Anyway, that's it. That's the whole connection. The man in the pickle suit. The man with 4 balls.
I feel like a little something about ourselves today.
I feel like we learned for just how long Zach can talk if you fucking let him. That was the longest uninterrupted block of me talking I think there's been on the podcast. Anyway.
So have we think we've basically covered our respective theories about Dio and Hermit Purple.
Yeah. We pretty much already covered the chapter in its entirety. We've gone over a lengthy, unnecessary Chris Chan discussion. Anyways, what were you looking to move on to?
The cool thing is we actually don't have that many comments to respond. We don't actually have any comments to respond to, so
Woo!
No comments and questions this month.
You know what made me feel good about the podcast? That our one commenter from the first episode, Young. Our first commenter went and commented on some of the other videos on West Mashups, like, hey man, are you guys still doing the podcast? Where's that next episode? And that made me feel like, aw, we have a listener. You know, that's wonderful. I mean, it was still fucking came out way stupid late, because I'm a retard, but it's fine. We have a listener. It warmed me heart.
Well, you had other stuff to do. I don't really have that much to do right now, so...
True.
It's actually a better idea for me to edit the podcast because I'll have the time.
Definitely. I'd be working too much.
But anyway,
and then I get home from work and I just want to go to sleep. I'm a lazy bastard. So we'll try the Chris editing method and see if that gets the episode out quicker than the Zach.
But anyway, seasonally appropriate for this April episode. You know how March Madness is canceled?
Yes, I do know about that. Every time I go to McDonald's, there's a fucking March Madness ad on the cup. And I'm like, damn, they must have spent millions on that.
On account of the Rona.
The Rona.
March Madness called on account of the Rona.
So weeping the nation.
So I figured, with it being April, we should do a March Madness of our own. So this is the first ever Jojo Basketball Association, JJBA,
the JJBA
draft.
I love it. All right, so how we do?
What we're gonna do, okay, all right, so is, you know, like picking teams in dodgeball.
Oh yeah, team captain style.
So what we'll do is, like, you'll pick somebody and I'll pick somebody. The rules for this is there can't exist 2 versions of the same character. All right.
But not even like Dio Brando and Diego Brando?
Okay, so Diego Brando with Scary Monsters counts as a separate character.
But not
Diego
the
Brando
world.
from another universe is the same as Dio.
Okay, fair play. I respect that. They're pretty similar in personality too. Like, Diego is much more like, he has like varying feelings and goals. But Diego from another universe is just like Dio, like, I will destroy and succeed. I kind of love that, though.
So, because I'm not sure, I studied all this in advance, and then I forgot how many people are supposed to be on a team. I know it's 5 active, but let me just check.
Yeah, give that a check. Are we doing like a whole bracket?
No, we're just doing your team and my team.
Okay, gotcha. So
okay, so
coin toss. Who goes first?
For an NBA, each NBA team can have a member of 15 players, 13 of which can be active each game. So what we're gonna say is we're each gonna pick 15 characters, and then we do the 13 that are active for each game, and then from those 13, starting lineup.
Okay.
5.
Gotcha. I'm gonna pull up a little thing so I can write mine down while we're doing it. Pull up a notepad document.
Yeah, I should probably do that. And I'll also pull up a character list just so I have some reference.
Yeah, I'll put it right there. Okay, great.
So another thing is to take into consideration when drafting your team is that your team members will not be able to use their stand powers to
influence the outcome
the
of the
players
game
directly, well, they can use their stand powers, just not to attack.
Okay, so no combat.
Or alter the equipment permanently.
Okay, no combat and no damage to equipment.
Yes.
I'm typing this in. Sorry, my audio probably sounds bad because I'm typing. I gotta do something about that. Yeah, because I'm rocking my table. Like, can you hear that? Yeah, all my typing audio comes through.
Well, I can hear your keys.
Yeah. I'll just type not as hard. Okay, but we're supposed to pick 15 characters?
That doesn't bother me that much. What's that?
We're supposed to pick 15 characters?
Yeah, we're gonna take turns, and each of us is gonna have 15 characters on our team, with 13 active in any given game, and from those, only 5 can be on the field at any time.
Right, 5 like starting lineup. Okay, do you want to do a coin toss for who goes first on the picking? Because I have a coin here ready.
Sure.
Heads or
you can
tails?
do a coin toss.
Call it.
I'll go with heads.
Tails never fails. Oh, heads. You go first.
All right. Let me go through this list and see who I want.
So what is the character list that you're looking at?
So it's canon characters only. So
okay. From any part.
From any part, yeah. This
Sweet.
is a cross-dimensional
nice
draft.
I already think I have a good idea.
So I think for my first pick, I'm gonna go with Dio Part 3.
Ah, okay. So you got Dio Part 3. Hey, you know what? Because I'm the one recording my screen, why don't I just write down my team and your team?
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Yeah, I'll do that. Here. Oh, I can't, yeah, no, I would have to go like this. Okay, well, I'll do that. I'll tab over twice, and then I'll do Dio Part 3. I'm just going to code it like character name and then the number of the part they're from. If they're a multi-part character. Or actually, I can just leave it DIO, because we know which one that is.
Sure.
All right, for sure. So your first pick is Part 3 Dio. Obviously, a good-ass choice. We all know how he would be useful.
Time Stomp gives a massive advantage to you.
Yeah, you don't even need to justify that one. We all feel you. But you know what would be sick, actually? You know what I would like to see in Dio basketball? I would like to see Dio standing at like the 3-point line, and he stops time, and then he just does like a jump shot, and it leaves his hand, and because time is stopped, it stops like right as soon as it leaves his hand, and then he finishes his jump, gets back to the floor, turns around, starts walking away. Toki wa mokidasu. And then the ball just goes in.
Additionally,
that would be sick.
Additionally, Dio does have vampiric abilities, which would grant him an enormous advantage in any sport, really.
Yeah, true. He's not
super
powered. He's strong and fast, and he's durable. That's true. All right, so for my first pick, let me ask you something. Can I pick Mountain Tim? Or will he not have a lasso? So he can't disassemble himself.
Sorry. What was the what's
Can I pick Mountain Tim, or will he not have a lasso? Because his stand is that when he has a rope, he can disassemble himself along it, you know? It's not that he can just do it wherever he wants.
Okay, so I believe there is a provision, all right, that that for characters with bound stands or stands that require a certain condition, they can be allowed a piece of non-standard equipment.
Okay.
On the field.
I feel like I want to pick Hot Pants because I think the spray would be sick. Like, but it has to be like regulated spray. You know, like as part 7 goes on, Araki kind of stops paying attention to like the fact that she should be needing to use flesh in order to spray flesh. You know, he kind of loses track of that. But I like the idea of like, you know, at the beginning of you know, the break in basketball where they throw the ball up and the two guys go jump for it. Imagine like they both jump for it, but Hot Pants like sprays her own arm up there, so like the end of the spray is just like a hand and she gets it. That would be sick, but only if she has Cream Starter.
Yeah, no. If the person you're picking has a bound stand, they can be allowed to have whatever item they require to make the stand work.
Okay, sick.
I
in that case, I am going to pick
with exceptions. Obviously, you can't have
can't have a what?
Radio tower guy.
Superfly. No, you know what? If you add him to the game, then the game is automatically has to be taking place at his antenna tower. You know who you couldn't have?
It would take place underneath it.
You know who you couldn't have?
But
Whole Horse. Whole Horse has no place in this. Like people with purely just murder stands. No reason to use him.
No. He can use his stand to.
No, but you would just pick Mista.
The trajectory of the ball.
You would just pick Mista for that, bro.
You would.
Mista's way better at that.
All right. So what's your pick?
Okay, so we are kind of like the team captains, but I'm imagining like our first pick like facing off, and I think Hot Pants would look cute in a basketball outfit. So I'm picking Hot Pants as my team captain, as my first person. So you've got Dio Part 3. I picked Hot Pants.
All right. So, for my next pick, I'm gonna go with Rohan Kishibe.
Rohan, okay, I getcha.
He can use his stand to disable opponents, but they cannot be killed as part of the rules.
Right. But is he allowed to write in them like I no longer know how to make a jump shot at all?
Ooh. Let's see. He can write in any condition as long as it expires by the end of the current quarter.
Oh man, but even then he could still he could just go on a spree.
And he can only use it one time per game.
Oh, okay.
Any condition on any player.
Okay. Word. I like that.
So if he writes in, I cannot make a jump shot for this quarter.
For the life of me.
For this quarter.
Right.
Then he can't write it in on any other player at any other time in the game.
Okay. That seems fair. That's a good nerfing of him to make him viable. Gotcha. So I wrote in Rohan for yours. Then who am I going to pick as my next person? You know who I'm going to pick, actually? Caesar Zappelli.
Who are you going to pick?
You know why? Because he can jump fucking 10 feet straight up in the air without even trying.
That's a strong pick.
So we've got Hot Pants and Caesar Zappelli versus Rohan Kishibe and Dio. This is great. I already love this idea. This is such an unusual lineup.
For my third pick, For my third pick, I'm going to go with another Part 4 character. I'm going to take Okuyasu Nijimura.
Oh, okay, okay. No explanation needed. I know exactly why you would pick him. That's sick. Hopefully he will be smart enough to know why you picked him also.
Well, he does stand in a racing space.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Let me ask you a question. Like, if I have...
Go ahead.
If I have, like, Koichi or some shit, can my stand just, like, if the ball is, like, way up in the air for some reason, like, if somebody has just hit it with their stand and it's gone flying, can my stand just go fly up and grab it? Or no, is that traveling? Like,
okay,
how useful is it? How useful is having, like, a ranged...
So your stand can knock it down, it cannot travel.
Okay, it can't grab it and bring it. It can just go there and hit it. Okay, word. In that case, I'm gonna pick Mista. I'm not gonna pick Koichi then. I'm gonna pick Guido Mista because Sex Pistols would be a dope ass. They would be wide in implementation.
I see it. I see it.
Okay. Your third pick?
Okay. Let's see. Let me think. Oh, I know who I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna pick Shigechi.
Shigechi? Alright, alright. I like to imagine him just like riding around the court on a gust of harvest.
Harvest basically allows for free extra teammates on the field. Although they can't really make jump shots, they can serve as relay points.
True. Let me, Oh, his name isn't even, Shigechi. His name is Shigekio.
Shigekio Yangu.
Yeah, I already had the Yango part there, but I was like, that doesn't look right for some reason. It's because it's not his name. Can we... No, I don't even want to talk about that. That's so sad. I was just gonna say... Brief, like, moment of silence for Shigechi's parents, who are still waiting forever for him to come home, along with Kakyoin's. That's the saddest thing in all of JoJo. The concept of just, like, they didn't know he was going on an adventure, or even about stands, or anything. They're just like, he just disappeared. That's so sad. My Jonathan icon for my feelings on that. Anyway.
Alright.
Who's the next,
Your fourth pick?
Yeah, fourth pick. Let me think. Oh, dude. Easy. Easy dubs. Weather report.
Weather report.
Weather report.
I see it. I see.
Absolutely. I mean, even if... now that we've established these rules about you can't fucking just literally go over there and grab it, he can influence the air currents, though. And he can do that, like, in a really intelligent way. He's been doing it his whole life. He's so experienced with his stand. He can read, like, tiny air currents and shit. Anyway, that's my fourth pick. What's your fifth one?
Let me think. I want to go in. I've been kind of dominating the market in Diamond is Unbreakable characters. I want to see if I can branch out.
Okay.
A little more variety.
I have purposefully been picking each from a different part.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
I mean, I will definitely go back because... Never mind. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to see what I can do here.
I'm just not picking two back-to-back. But I will go back to these parts.
Dude, you know what?
What's up?
You know what?
What's up?
Wake up, Peepo.
Weka Peepo. Okay. All right. I see it. He's got a good arm on him. I'll give you that. We should be making a baseball team. Gyro.
We can do that later if you want.
Well, the episode's already running. We're at like 2.5 hours right now.
This is actually one of the shorter episodes.
Well, so far. We always think that.
I guess we had less to talk about.
Yeah, I mean...
We had less to talk about this time.
We did in regards to the chapter. Well, because like you were saying, the chapter, it was in such detail, but it covered such a small span of time. Like, it was really just one big story beat, this chapter. It was one beat. Well, maybe 2 beats. Yasuo got healed, but yeah. Anyway, so you got Wekapipo. I like it. My team is going to get some fucking left half ataxia for sure. Let me think.
Yep, for sure.
So I've already got... Let me think. What about, I'm going to pick young Joseph Joestar.
You might consider...
Oh, sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say you might consider some more defensive picks for your team.
Yeah, possibly.
You've been going a little heavy on offense.
Yeah. Well, I've already written in young Joseph Joestar, so I'm just going to pretend that was my goal, and I just picked a bunch of offense players first, and I'll go defense next. But yeah, I'm picking young Joseph Joestar. He's a spry lad.
Well, we're each gonna have like 15.
Yeah,
players.
The first right now
So,
I have 3 segments of 5 dashes. We've just filled up the first one. Anyway, so pick number 6. Let's see. That's you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm. All right. Let's see. I'm a little torn. Not gonna lie, cause I have 2 good ideas from part 7. But I'm not sure which one I really want more.
All right. Well, why don't you just spoil it? Let's talk about them and find out which one's the best one.
Let's see. Okay, I was thinking about Diego Brando's Scary Monsters, right? But also Sandman.
Sandman, true.
Sandman is very quick of foot, you know?
Definitely. He's light on his feet.
A definite asset in a basketball player.
I still don't really know what...
Diego Brando can turn into a velociraptor.
I feel like, even though Soundman is like... He's like a beautiful creature, right? Like, he's reaching the limits of human body, of human perfection. He's fucking pushing his muscles to the max. But even so, he is but a human versus a damn velociraptor. Doesn't Diego at some point do like a tail thing, and he like uses his tail to jump way high in the air? I feel like Scary Monsters Diego would be useful as hell. It would be great.
But the problem that I have is how much intelligence does Diego have as a dinosaur?
Oh man, that's true, because he fucking... Remember when he's blind and he eats rocks?
I can't have him murdering people on the court, and I can't have him attacking people, like, because that would still be a foul.
Yeah, it would still be at least a foul, dude. The beginning of the Scary Monsters arc where Johnny is making coffee and he's like, oh, I just love that. It's so good. Everything about that is awesome because Johnny is like us, the stand-in for the audience. So far, there's very little we know about Dio Brando in the narrative, but Johnny's like, this guy's bad fucking news. I don't want him anywhere near us. And we know from the other universe. It's great. And then he's like, sure, you can have some coffee, but just take your fucking coffee and leave. And Dio's like, which one is it? He's like, it's the only mug, dude. And then it's clear this version of Dio is like blind or some shit and he eats rocks. It's so good. It takes like ultimate threatening Dio and just makes him like this really hilarious character for a minute, and then makes him right back into threatening, into dangerous. Anyway, the Scary Monsters arc is really fucking good. But you're right, he is a stupid dinosaur man. So is he as useful as Soundman, who seems to be always somewhat intelligent, in control of his actions?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bank against Diego Brando potentially being a liability on the court, and I'm gonna go with Sandman for my 6th pick.
Should I write him Sandman or Soundman? Because he uses sounds.
He's listed as Sandman in the wiki. But,
okay, fair play. I don't care. It really is no big deal to me one way or the other. Like, you remember when, like...
Sandman is the musical reference anyway.
Yeah, true. But he be using sound, though. Why isn't he Soundman? Anyway, let me think. So who could I have as a good defensive player? Who would have a good, good ability? Maybe... I'm thinking. Hey, Pet Shop? Does that count?
Ooh.
The bird?
That could work.
I mean, we've established you can't grab the ball because that's like aerial traveling or whatever, like that's ghostly traveling in the case of stands. But like he could easily like
Pet Shop with good defense though.
Yeah, he can easily like swoop in and block a shot. Yeah. Or he can just be flying in front of your face disrupting you so you miss. Yeah, I'll take Pet Shop. Pet Shop the bird. Awesome. Your pick, number 7.
All right, let me and see what we got going. I feel like grabbing somebody from part 8 maybe.
Ooh.
Got to get a little more variety in here.
I hope you don't take the person I want, who I just thought of as soon as you said that. There's
now
one.
I have to think about what.
There's one clear, really good choice, and I don't want you to take them.
I'm taking Josuke Higashikata.
Okay. Okay. That works. That's pretty good. Should I put him in as Josuke or Jotuke or Gappy, or what do you want?
Just whatever just whatever you feel, man.
I just wrote down Josuke Higashikata 8. Anyway, so on that note, I'm gonna pick Rai Mamazuku, baby. Mamazuku's my choice from part 8.
I thought you were gonna go for Josuke because there is an obvious advantage to his stand in a basketball game.
Absolutely. Do you remember when he fights Aphex Twins? Yeah, absolutely. I know what you mean. However, I want Mamazuku because doggy style, and for no other reason, pretty much. I feel like he would be really good on offense or defense. He can unravel himself and then re-ravel himself like over there, you know? He can have like a whole arm up in the air.
He has more reach than you might think.
He has no style. Alright, go ahead. Pick number 9.
Alright, pick number 9.
Oh, sorry, this is pick number 8, my B.
Oh, pick number 8?
Yeah.
Okay, well. Let's do this. Let's look at... We haven't really touched part 3 much.
Well, because those are all like... How is Polnareff or Avdol going to be helpful here?
Okay, let's see. No, they wouldn't be. But you know who might be?
Iggy.
Is my boy, Noriaki Kakyo.
Ooh. You know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm going to put that in for you then. Hey, are you aware of the Noriaki / Tenmei thing?
No, not really.
Oh, well, the kanji for Noriaki Kakyoin, it can also be read Tenmei. I don't know why or how. This is Japanese shit. But don't ask me. That's how the language works. But Araki, in his head, when he was writing out Kakyoin's name, he had it like that. Like that's what he was thinking when he wrote that. But the editor read those kanji as Noriaki, and so it just stayed like that. I don't know. So sometimes when Araki writes Kakyoin's name, he still does that. I literally don't know what the reasoning is, like how the characters could be similar. It's completely different sounding, but yeah, that's it. You can just read it different, I guess.
Well, pick that.
Just a fucking tidbit. I wrote Noriaki though. Anyway, So on that note, going back to part 3, I'm going to pick Iggy. I think Iggy would be a good defensive player, even though he's so low to the ground. He could maybe do some the fool shit.
Here's the issue. Here's the issue is you don't really have sand on the court.
Oh, wait, hold on. Can't he just sort of like conjure up a small amount of sand?
I
think he can do a little bit of conjuring. Yeah, I mean, we've already in a situation where the character's stand would be totally useless, we can make a small allowance. I think he can conjure enough sand to make a little the fool thing. But mostly, you know what? Mostly, I want to see Iggy on a team with Pet Shop. And like Iggy's still terrified of him, but like working together, that would be funny. Like if someone were to animate a basketball game between these two characters, or between these two teams of characters, I would want to see Iggy and Pet Shop doing like some combo teamwork shit. That would be fun. Anyway, so I put Iggy. Pick number 9.
Okay, well, let's see what we got here. It occurs to me there aren't a whole lot of characters in part 2.
Yeah, no. You know how many there are? 2. I have them all on my team. And Lisa.
Well,
but...
not so fast. Not so fast.
Oh, God.
I'm taking Wamu.
Wamu! Okay, that's worth it. That's a good pick. I like that one. Wamu! Alright.
Yeah, you were saying about air currents being on your side?
Fuck. We're gonna have... Dude, Wamu versus Weather Report? That would be awesome. I want to see that battle now. That would be like an all-time great, like, cross-time period battle. That'd be so sick.
This is around the time each other's teams and thinking about counters.
Yeah, true. We have 7 spots left, or I have 7 spots left. You have 6. Let me think. Like, who can counter any of this shit? Well, hey, listen. You've got Dio on your team. You're gonna be stopping time. I'm gonna need Jotaro.
I figured.
I'm gonna need.
I kind of thought you would start with it, which is why I was hoping to win the coin toss so I could get the most powerful time stopper.
Oh fuck. You know what? I probably should have thought of this earlier, but literally I was just the way my brain works. All of the obvious choices, like immediately I went, okay, so don't pick the main character of any part, you know. And then I broke that with Jorge Joestar. But like I just like picking maybe the not so obvious. I immediately was trying to go for like, okay, so who would you pick
that makes sense.
if you were trying to go for something unexpected? Hot Pants, Caesar Zappelli, you know.
So, keeping in mind that there are many versions of Jotaro,
Part 6.
which part are you taking him from? Part 6?
Part 6.
Good choice.
I mean, fucking snakeskin pants. Who can say no? Stylin'. Although he'll be wearing basketball uniform, so I don't know. Will they let him keep his hat?
He can keep the hat.
I think we can allow it. Yeah, I'm taking Jotaro from part 6 because he's awesome and because I don't really believe... You know how people are like, why did his time stop get shorter again? I don't think it really did. I think
he has 5 seconds. He has 5 seconds of time stop in part 6.
Yeah. I think you know, he stopped time for 5 seconds in part 3.
It was 2 seconds in part 4.
At the very beginning of part 4, when he stopped it against Josuke, he said, I could only stop time for half a second. And it's like, well, that's because you haven't been practicing. That's not like the limits of your ability.
It was 2 seconds when he stopped it against attack.
Against sheer heart attack, yes, you're right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like people make that, they make that more of a big deal. Like, I don't think Jotaro actually is so weak that he can only stop time for 2 seconds. I'm sure he can fucking do it. Anyway, whatever. The point is, I need him as a counter to Dio. It's the only sensible counter there is. And I think it's your pick next.
Okay, so let me look at what you got on your team. See if there's anybody.
Oh, sure.
Obvious people.
Do you want me to? Here, I'll send you the shit so far.
No, I got it on a text document.
Oh, you've been writing it down too. Okay, cool.
I've been writing it down. Yeah.
Nice.
Let me see. Okay.
So this podcast did not turn out to be the legendary sub 2. We're barely gonna make sub 3.
No,
we're actually not gonna make sub 3. We're 10 minutes from 3 hours.
Yikes. Let me see. Because I haven't actually touched part 5.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Who from part 5 would be good?
Well, I'm not touching Fugo. Not with a 10-foot pole.
No, certainly not.
His stand is worse than useless here.
His stand is literal just like genocide. Just like cleansing of everyone on the fucking field.
Just kill everyone in the arena.
Yeah. Fugo should be a reserve player. You send him out like, that's it, everyone dies. I'm fed up with this fucking ball and hoop game. Everyone dies.
I got it.
What?
We're bringing out the big guns.
Uh-huh.
We're talking fucking Diavolo.
Diavolo. Okay, shit. No one can counter that, because even if I put in Giorno, you wouldn't have Requiem. Diavolo. Damn. Okay. Gotcha. What would have...
We can't actually have, we actually can't have Requiem. I just realized, because Requiem has no counters.
Yeah, no. It has no... You know what the counter to Requiem is? To Gold Experience Requiem? Oops, the story's over now. That's the only way. That's literally it.
The counter to Requiem is made in heaven.
The counter to Requiem is part 5, end. That's the only way to stop it, bro. It's the only thing that can hold it back. You just have to lock it in that part. Like quarantine. Timely. Anyway, let me think. So you've got Diavolo now. Who should I pick? Let me get someone else from... Let me get someone from part 1, he said, not realizing there weren't any characters in that part.
No, there most certainly aren't.
I mean, what, am I going to fucking take Jonathan Joestar? He's going to get screwed. He doesn't have a stand.
Take Wang.
Take Wang? No, dude, I'm going to take Dyer. I'm going to put Dyer on my team. He's sick. He'll use the lightning cross chop.
Thunder cross split attack.
Yeah! The Thunder Cross split attack. The lightning cross chop. Alright, well, fuck. I actually don't know who to put on my team.
Oh, there actually are a couple. Actually, there are a couple of winners in the part 1 cast.
Like who?
I'm looking at Tarkus.
Tarkus, okay. Word. Tarkus is huge.
9 feet tall.
Yeah, Tarkus has got some fucking reach on him, bro. Dude's about 9 feet tall. Good point. You know what, man? I'm gonna take Doobie, the guy made out of snakes from part 1. The zombie made out of snakes.
Interesting pick.
Just kidding. I'm not gonna pick
why?
Doobie. I'm sorry to lead you on.
I was gonna say, did you really pick him for the meme?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say his name. You know who I am gonna pick, though? You know who I'm gonna pick?
What's that?
Motherfucking Secco. Chocolata's dog assistant person. You know why? It's because I can, even if, okay, so Secco, first of all, can dive into the fucking basketball court, right? And move around underneath it. That's crazy. Second of all...
he softens the whole ground.
Yeah, he saw... Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I guess he does. Well, wait, hold on. No, because Bruno was fighting him standing on hard ground, and he kept going underground and then popping back up real fast to punch him. So it's not like the whole ground becomes soft. It's just his part, the part that he's in.
But he did soften the whole ground so that he could take a staircase into the ground so that they'd be trapped on lower ground.
Yeah.
It's part of what made his combo team so deadly.
That's true.
You sink into the ground while you're being attacked by the mold that kills you if you go lower.
If you lower your altitude, yes. Okay, well, you know what? I wasn't even really thinking about him for his stand ability. I was just thinking about him because he's just a weird little guy, and he's very active, you know? He's very energetic. He's got a lot of life. I feel like even if he doesn't have a stand, if you just told him, like, hey, go play basketball with those guys, he would be a freak. He would be a psychopath. He would be a strange person to play against.
Panting like...
Yeah, he'd be like crawling on all fours. Like rushing over the ball. Sorry, go ahead.
I can't even deny that there is a certain psychological advantage
to
him on your team.
There's a certain appeal. So I'm going to keep him even if, let's say, he can't soften the ground for anyone else. Just in the same way that we make allowances for stands that are too weak and wouldn't work, we'll make an allowance for this one that's too strong.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right, so we're now on pick number 11, the final 5. And then, actually, I think the most fun part of this will be narrowing it down to our 5 starters.
Yeah. Well, before that, we gotta figure out who are the actual which 2 among our team are losers who will basically never see the court.
Yeah, pretty much. Man, I don't know who I'm gonna cut so far. Fucking maybe like Iggy. Iggy honestly was not a good choice. I already, I can't quite justify spending a slot on him. Anyway. 11th pick.
Let's see. Okay. I think I will go with Toshikazu Hazamada.
Hazamada, the surface kid. Interesting. Why? Justify this choice. Who's he going to make a replica of?
He can incapacitate one player on your team.
Huh. So, what does he have to, bring the wooden doll with him?
Yeah.
So he'll have the doll, get up, and you and the doll are doing the same shit, and then he makes you stab yourself in the face, and then you pass out, or what?
Well, no, he doesn't. You can't harm the other players.
Oh yeah, but it's you harming yourself. Anyway, tell me what he would do.
He would just have you just out of the way.
So he would just control you, and then he would just make you not be able to help. Okay.
Yeah. Or better yet, you get the ball, but then you throw it to the other team.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like that. Because you're just a substitute. Pretty good. Okay, I like it. Toshikazu Hazamada.
Even without that, remember what Surface looks like when it's copying someone. It looks exactly like them.
Yeah. So you could just create confusion by having an extra.
Which Josuke do I throw it to?
Oh, fuck. That's even more complicated if the one from Part 4 is on the board as well. Oh, or were you talking about Part 4 one? Part 8.
I was actually talking about Part 4, but
you have selected Josuke 8!
Part 4.
Part 4 is unpicked. Anyways, so
I don't actually see a practical use for Crazy Diamond in this case.
I don't either. I haven't picked him.
Maybe if he's on the sidelines and somebody gets injured.
Yeah, I don't know, but that shouldn't happen according to the rules.
Well, people still get injured in basketball.
Maybe we
just can't be maimed.
Maybe neither of us pick him, and he just canonically is standing next to the court as the medic anyway. That's just what he would have been doing.
Got it. Good.
He's in there.
All right.
Okay.
Your pick number 11.
Number 11. Right. What am I gonna pick then? Carrera Sakunami from Part 8.
Interesting.
I feel like that is another good, like, sneaky, like, kind of manipulating from a distance.
Your hair grows on the ball.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a sneaky manipulate from a distance type stand. Anyway, that's my pick number 11. And then we're moving on to pick number 12, and it's your go.
Give me a second.
For sure.
Figure this out.
I was thinking about the Aphex Twins, and then I was like, no, but neither of them have, like, an ability... Oh my god. What about the one Aphex Twin whose ability is to transfer something from his left hand to his right hand?
Oh, man.
What?
Him?
That guy? Oh, I thought that was an independent man. Because, like, the one whose ability...
No, like, you just brought it up.
Yeah, the one whose ability is the poison ball, the poison gas, that one sucks. That would not be good at all. But the one, the left to right transmutation, whatever the fuck it's called. Let me look up what that guy's stand is called. That's
that is the Elder Aphex Twin.
Elder Aphex Twins. Aphex Twins Jojo. The Aphex Brothers. Scott Key number 1 and Scott Key number 2. Yeah, Scott Key number 1. Or Shot Key, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. He's my pick.
Okay.
The Elder Aphex Twin is my pick.
I just gave him to you? Okay, fine. Word. I shouldn't have spoke up when it wasn't my turn.
You know what? It's fine. I'll probably give you your next pick anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, the ability is called left hand, right hand transfer. So I will put Elder A.Fex Twin. Great. So then let me think here. Man, the Elder Aphex Twin or the younger Aphex Twin is just like a bitch version of Fugo, pretty much. Like his stand ability. It's just like poison gas that he can deploy under circumstances, but like he can't put away, and it can hurt him as well. He just relies on not being near it.
Well, I'm not gonna outright give you your next pick, but I can tell you that I see some people in Part 8 that I would be happy to have on my team.
Well, let me think about it. Well, like, out of the family? I don't know who's useful out of the family. Out of the Higashikatas.
Oh, I could find one.
I mean, are we talking about Hato with the heels thing? Would that make her taller, though? I don't think that would...
That's not where I was going with it.
She'd just be stabbing into the floor. You can't stab the ball with your sharp heel. Hey, you know what? What if Daya... No, because she needs to fulfill a condition in order to take a memory from someone. What if Daya one by one went around and just like took the memory of what basketball even is and why you need to be playing basketball?
It's like people fussing over a blind girl on the court. It's like, huh? What's basketball?
Why am I here? In fact, I'm kind of hungry. I think I'm gonna go somewhere else now. That's how you defeat them. You just make them not interested in playing. Okay, who are you referring to that's from Part 8 that would be good for this? Mitsuba?
I was looking at Tsurugi.
Oh, Tsurugi. Okay, yeah, that works. Hey, but you know what? I'm going to take Mitsuba. Mitsuba's sick. Mitsuba can attach little arrows to things to change the direction of the force, and she can also use, if she already has 2 leaves deployed, she can say the 3rd leaf and just redirect shit that's coming at her. So that's awesome. I'm going to take Mitsuba.
Mitsuba is also...
What'd you say?
I said Mitsuba is also a solid pick. Not gonna fault you for that.
Hey, do we know what Mitsuba's maiden name was? No, I guess not.
No, we don't.
She's just Higashikata.
I don't think so.
I like when she calls herself Miss Cherry. Like the title she won when she was in school, like a beauty contest. She's like, the former Miss Cherry is here. What's up, guys? That's cute. I like Mitsuba. Hey, we just broke 3 hours.
Woohoo! So for my 13th pick, I'm gonna go with Tsurugi.
Oh, Tsurugi.
There's a
Okay.
definite
Fair play.
advantage to your team not knowing their teammates from my teammates.
Fuck. Yeah, that's true. All of our faces are gonna look the same. Shit. Well, How do I counteract that? I guess you just fucking don't. I guess you just live with it.
Well...
Hey, what if I put Aya Tsuji on my team, and then I take off all of the faces, and then No.
Well, the way you counter that is you have people who are good enough to not rely on their teammates.
Oh, yeah, true. So Tarkus it is, then.
There you go.
I need some just big dudes. No, I'm not gonna do that because if the only thing that's interesting and good about him is that he's big, I probably won't put him on the final 5. You know, I'm trying to. What's a more interesting pick?
Yeah, I see it.
Well, damn, I don't know.
Well, you already do have some heavy who can get the ball and run with it.
Yeah, true,
I mean,
true.
You have the strongest Jotaro. Then again, I have the strongest Dio. So
that is true. Well, let me think. Who from like part? Dude, like nobody from part 5 is useful. You've got like the last part 5 person who would be any good. Like after Mista, you've got Diablo.
What does Trish's stand do again?
Makes things
Trish's stand do again?
Soft. There's too many stands in JoJo that makes things soft and rubbery. I mean, I get that Araki likes drawing the effect, but come on now. Yeah, it makes things rubber. Softens things. Let me think. Are there any good, like, antagonist
Well, now would be the
stands?
time to pull out all the picks that just fuck with people.
True.
Just fuck the game up as much as you can.
Just fuck that shit. Made in Heaven. So the game starts at a normal pace, but it's continually speeding up as we play. The 4th quarter is like 2 seconds long.
Ooh. I don't know about Made in Heaven, man. I don't know. That might be a little too OP.
Alright, but what if I put in Poochie with Whitesnake, and he can take out like one other person's ability? But only if he gets close enough to karate chop him. Alright, I'll put Enrico Pucci.
Cool.
But much like
make sure you specify Enrico Pucci Whitesnake.
Yeah, I did parentheses WS.
Of him.
Yeah. Much in the same way that you've decided that Rohan should only be able to write and disable one person, I'm going to do the same for Pucci. He can only take like one person's stand disk out. Stand disk and memory disk. He can take out one disk if he likes. Alright. Wow, we're on 14 and 15.
Pick number 14?
Yep.
My pick number 14. Alright. I'm going to go with Prosciutto.
Prosciutto. Okay. Make everyone old as shit. Damn. Okay. I like it, actually. That's pretty good. Dude, Prosciutto and Pesci would both be good in basketball. Let me think. Are there any other... Can I pick Born This Way? Or is that a motorcycle and therefore not allowed in basketball?
Well, if you can find a way to get it onto the court. But it is a highly conditional stand, I will warn you.
Yeah, no. I mean, what it's when someone opens their guard? I don't fucking know. I can't even find any justification for that. Let me think a little harder. Who else do we want? Funny Valentine.
Funny Valentine. That's a good one.
My starting team is going to be Funny Valentine, and then Funny Valentine from another universe, and then Funny Valentine from a different universe. Just all the way down. You know what, actually...
Funny Valentine.
Chris, I've got some team revisions I'd like to run by you. I'm gonna change some of my earlier picks.
All right.
Valentine all the way down, baby. All the way to the core. Okay, go ahead. 15, the last pick.
Okay, so this is my pick number 15. I gotta make sure it's a good one. So I'm gonna look at your team. I'm gonna look at my team. See.
You know who would be good, but I don't think either of us are gonna pick for our last pick? Jolene. Jolene just like Spider-Manning around.
In general, I've kind of been neglecting part 6, so let me see if there's anybody from here I would want.
You could use Foo Fighters, because she's awesome. Like, she can fucking jump way high in the air and do all sorts of shit and, like, morph her body. She doesn't have anything specifically that would be, like, outrageously good, but she would be good.
Yeah, I just realized there is a character I would want on my team, but they're not in part 6.
Ooh, who is it?
They're actually in part 4.
Oh, boy.
I'm looking at... Who the fuck is he? Mikitaka.
Mikitaka? Wow. Okay, that's a great pick. I like that. Is his whole name Mikitaka? Does he have another name? I've been writing everyone's full names.
Hazekura.
Hazekura, you're right. Thank you. You know who has the coolest full name in all of JoJo? Not in all of JoJo, but like in part 4. You know who has the coolest name that they never use? Enigma Boy, Teranosuke.
1 second, I got... Sorry.
Oh, hey. Welcome back. What did you... Oh, never mind.
I just had to take a phone call.
Oh, okay, for sure.
But,
you just cut out during the part. You were like, oh, sorry, I gotta... And I was like, oh, I guess he had to save the universe. I don't know, whatever. Anyways.
Okay, well, we were on your 15th pick.
Right, and I found someone who I quite like, who is a different pick than maybe what I was originally going to do. So, check it. I had eyes on Hot Pants, right? And also this whole time I have not Hot Pants, sorry. I have eyes on Foo Fighters. And this whole time I've been thinking like maybe Anasui. Anasui would be cool. I like him. And maybe he could fucking store his stand in the court and trip people or some shit. I don't know. But then my brain expanded slightly. And I was like, well, hang on a second. Who else is in part 6 that would have like a stand that would be cool, and also at this point, like now that we're at the end of the list, would just fuck everything up, would just really like change the dynamic of the game completely. And then I thought, Jumpin' Jack Flash. We're playing in Zero Gravity.
Oh, jeez.
You didn't know we were playing in Zero Gravity until now, did you? Always planning for normal 1 times Earth gravity. Now we're in a vacuum.
That's a problem. That's a problem because you also have Weather Report on your team.
Yup. Anyway, but I'm actually not going to pick him. That was merely a joke. I was trolling you, my friend.
Oh.
I'm actually going to pick.
Oof.
I'm actually going to pick Donatello Versus with his stand Underworld. I feel like that will be so sick. Like in the midst. What'd you say?
Said now we're playing in a plane.
No, we're not playing in a plane. We're playing on the basketball court still. But there's all these JoJo characters, right? And we all look like JoJo characters. At any time, he can unearth the memories of the games that were played previously on that court. And just like a normal, like 6'2" basketballer will just pop up and like do some shit and just start like guarding. Like he's able to like unearth the memories of real basketball being played on these very courts previously. So, you know, our players are all like not experienced at basketball, I guess, maybe. I don't know what the justification for this is, why they all like basketball and are willing to play it.
Competent is the skill level, just balanced, competent.
For sure. But he can summon the memories. He can summon the memories of professional basketball players. So like, you know, he passes the ball to a place where there isn't anybody, but he has his stand dig up the memory of a guy catching the ball and making a perfect three-pointer there. Underworld. I think Donatello Versace really brings my team together. So I'm going to put Donatello Versace. And there we go.
And so now what we're looking at is we want to basically figure out which two from each of our teams is getting sidelined, because we have
15 total.
Let's see. There's 13 that can be active each game, 5 of which are going to be on the field to start with.
Right. So who are we sidelining? Well, you won the coin toss. You go first. Pick your first person that you're taking off.
Let's see.
Who would I take off from your team? I would take off Shigechi.
I think I'm actually going to lose the Elder Aphex Twin. Because his power is interesting, but it works better as a duo with another person who can really capitalize on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, he's just a guy who can move stuff from his left hand to his right.
Yeah, and it's good in close combat, but like it really doesn't shake up the game that much. I feel you. Okay, so you have cut the Elder Aphex Twin, so I'm going to remove him and I'm going to put him down below. Okay, gotcha. So now you're down to 14. So then who will I cut? Damn. I think I'm going to remove Iggy. I don't think Iggy was a good choice. I like the idea of him being on a team with Pet Shop and they have to work together and shit. That sounds cool. But I don't actually think he's going to be that much help. Like, how much sand shit is he realistically going to be able to build? Probably not very much. So I'm cutting Iggy.
All right. Let me look at what I got left. I'm thinking... This is tough. This is tough. Not going to lie to you.
I would probably...
You suggested before... Like you suggested before, I think Shigechi is probably the one to cut here.
Yeah, I think so too. He's just not as useful as everyone else. He would just be... Because you're not really going to put him on the final 5, are you? He would just be taking up space. Alright, so I have...
Yep, I'm cutting Shigechi.
Alright. So I've got Hot Pants, Caesar Zappelli, Mista... Weather Report, Young Joseph, Pet Shop, Mamazuku, Jotaro 6, Seko, Carrera, Mitsuba, Pucci, Valentine, Versace. Do I need this many villains? I have Pucci, Valentine, and Versace.
Well, I wouldn't make whether they're a good guy or a bad guy a determining factor. How useful do you think they're going to be for your team?
Versace... amazingly useful. Excellent. Complete game changer. Digging up memories? That's sick. Valentine? I don't know. Spawning copies of himself? Can he just, like, shut one of your characters away into another universe? Like, no, I think that's lame.
He has to be between two surfaces for that to work, though.
True, but also we have seen him do that in between two people's backs before, so, like, they can just bump into each other. Or, like, somebody's back in the ground.
I think it is highly situational, though, and it wouldn't lend you that much advantage, because really, like, you'd just be having more Valentines on the court.
Yeah, I'm cutting Valentine.
He's just a guy.
He's very cool, but yeah, I don't really feel like I need him that much compared to... I feel like Pucci with the stand discs would be sick, because that's like a real mechanic, you know? Like, you can put somebody on your team who disables an opponent's ability instead of, you know, doing, like, a ton of shit on their own. That's a worthy thing to spend a spot on. But Valentine, I feel like he would, I mean, outside of just having some more Valentines, like, what does he bring to the court, basically? That there's 5 of him? That's it. So I'm going to cut him. Yeah, I'm cutting Iggy and Valentine. And
All
also,
right.
I like
So from our...
I like the relationship between Pucci and Versace in the manga. Have I sent you that panel where he's like, just shut the fuck up for 1 minute? It's awesome. Nobody ever sasses Pucci like that.
All right, so from these 13, we need to narrow it down to 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make my first pick for my starting lineup. I'm gonna go with Dio.
Dio, right? Okay, works for me. I mean, that's who I assumed would be leading your team, anyways. So we've got Dio on the Chris side. Now for me,
because of course you're gonna have the guy with time stop first.
Oh, absolutely. For
it's
me,
just too good of an ability to pass up.
For my money, man, what would be the most fun person to have opposite Dio as the other team captain? Pucci, maybe? It's like a friendly game of basketball, like they went out into the world and gathered stand users to play against each other. Or maybe Jotaro. It's like a basketball game for the fate of the planet. Gives it a totally different vibe.
I'm thinking pure utility for my picks on my starting 5.
Oh yeah, but just like who to put first facing off against Dio.
But also there's kind of, you want some good players in your reserves.
Yeah, true.
In the off chance that everyone on your starting team gets sidelined, you still want to have some good players for the last half. Gotcha.
Okay, I feel you on that. You know what? I'm gonna have my starting player be Weather Report. Weather Report is sick, and I love him, and I think he will be a good opening character to send out. I'm not gonna keep Hot Pants in that first slot. I might not even have Hot Pants on my initial 5. She's more of like a support character. But I like the idea of Hot Pants in like a basketball uniform. That's hot. Someone needs to draw that. Anyway, your second choice?
I might.
Dude, fucking draw that. I will commission you. I will give you all $2 that are on my desk.
I will probably attempt.
That would be so sick.
I still got the 6 fan arts thing that I got to start on at some point.
Oh yeah.
And that's gonna take a while. But I will make an honest attempt, probably.
Excellent. Fuck yeah. All right, who are you putting on your team as your second starter?
All right. Well, you started with Weather Report, so I gotta bring in his counter. I gotta bring in Wamu.
All right, works for me, man. I like it. We'll get Wamu in there. So we've got Dio and Wamu versus Weather Report and Caesar Zappelli. Who else to face off against Wamu but Caesar? And also, I feel like we just need, Weather Report is like a strong, able-bodied dude, but he's not necessarily like a physical fighter. Like he has the Weather Report stand doing most of his stuff. Caesar Zappelli is ripped. We need just like a strong, dependable guy on the team to anchor the opening 5.
Yeah, I did start with 2 physically strong dudes.
Absolutely.
Like these are not humans.
No. But Caesar Zappelli versus Wamu, it feels right. It feels like second pick. Nice. And then for your third pick, what are you going with?
Okay, so for third pick, I'm not seeing a need to counter here. So utility is the way to go. I'm thinking Okuyasu, third.
All right. Sounds good. I'm going to cut and paste Okuyasu over there. Now for me, for my money, what am I doing? Do I need to counter Okuyasu? Well, who could even do that? Man, I only have 3 spots. I have a lot of characters and only 3 spots. Well, who should be on the starting lineup?
It's tough, man.
It is tough.
We both made really good picks for all of our characters, really.
You know what? I think I'm gonna not put Jotaro in the opening lineup. I'm gonna have him as like he's benched at the start of the game.
You're gonna save him as an anchor?
He's benched at the start of the game, but as soon as like Dio starts stopping time a lot, I'm gonna switch him in because we have a need for him. You know, he's like a specific counter. So I'm not gonna put him on the opening team.
That makes sense.
Hot Pants also support character, not on the opening team. Young Joseph Joestar. If I was gonna put him, I wouldn't have put Caesar, but I put Caesar. You know what? I will probably put Guido Mista in my opening lineup of 5 guys. 'Cause I'm very excited to see his ability work with basketball more than many of the other characters. All right, go ahead.
All right. So let's see. Your team now has
Weather Report, Caesar Zappelli, and Guido Mista.
Your team has some pretty decent range capability. I need to bring either more ranged capability to my team, or I need to lock it down even harder. So I'm thinking I'm not going to bring in a heavy hitter right now. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Kakyoin in.
Kakyoin. Believe it. Let me get him in there. Valid choice. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Kakyoin do the fucking thing where he puts the damn. You know, he extends the tail of Hierophant Green.
Flash.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but that he wouldn't actually be using the Emerald Splash part of it. He'd just be doing like the net, so he can fucking know where everything is. Anyway, so we've got Kakyoin on your team, and then who's gonna be my 4th pick? So it's not gonna be Hot Pants or Young Joseph.
Whoever it is probably gonna be a pretty heavy hitter.
Probably.
So I'm gonna need a good counter ready.
Not gonna be Pet Shop. And I'm leaving Jotaro on the bench because he's like a character-specific counter. We'll move him in if we need him. Seko is good, but maybe not starting material. Carrera, not a starter. Which leaves me Mitsuba, Enrico, Pucci, Donatello, Versace. I'm going to put in Mamazuku. I'm putting him in. Doggy style, baby.
All right.
And then I already know who my last character is going to be.
Okay, so let's see. I am not sure that Mamazuku's range is particularly a threat to my team right now. So.
Well, do you remember when he was on the he was on the chairlift with Josuke and Yasuo, and he fucking unraveled the ribbon so long he was able to reach a strawberry down on the mountain and pull it back up?
Yeah, it did take a while, didn't it?
You know, true. There were several panels of that happening. I assume time passed.
All right, so what I'm looking at now is I should just put in a general player, because I have no general players on my team right now. Everyone seems to be either basic utility or were picked or were chosen to counter one of your picks.
Mm-hmm. I would say Wamu is probably like is an all-arounder except for his additional like wind abilities and shit. He's like ludicrously strong and large. I'm sure he's probably a good just like physical basketballer in real life. If such a man were to exist.
I'm looking.
Oh no, I'm saying you already have a little bit of one. Wamu can sort of fill that role.
Right, okay.
That's it.
I'm kind of torn between Sandman or Mikitaka, because I need an athlete. I need an athlete on this team.
You know what? You've already got Ball disappearing. You've already got Kakyoin, fucking 20-meter Emerald Splash type shit. You've got wind currents. You've got time stopping. I think maybe Sandman is the way to go. Sandman has his sound effect thing, but yeah, just like a strong, fast player.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm putting in.
Sounds good. I'm moving Sandman up. Okay. So then for me, my last player is going to be Donatello Versus. I really want to use that memories on the court thing. I think that would be really useful no matter who else is on the team with him. And I think that idea is so cool that I want it to be represented on my initial 5. So I'm going to take him and I'm move him up.
Yeah. I'm going to take a page from your playbook and say that, like, I got a lot of people who are specifically there just to lock down one player.
Yeah.
Now you got Tsurugi with his damn.
See, it happens, dude.
With their Paper Moon King, right?
Uh-huh.
With the what is that called? I don't know. Everyone's face looks the same.
Yeah, it's the inability to distinguish faces technique, whatever the fuck that's called. I don't know.
You got Hazamada locking down somebody with Surface. You got Prosciutto, who is just fuck this entire team. You're all old.
Yeah. I like that, though. That's a really good, like, as soon as you switch him in, everyone's like, oh, my back. And then they just start getting older slowly.
So my game plan is going to be, I have, like, when you bring in Jotaro to counter Dio's time stop, that's when I bring in Diavolo.
Oh, fuck.
And just fuck him up with time abilities.
Yeah. I mean, what would Jotaro versus Diavolo even look like?
And if any of your other heavy hitters start to become a problem, that's when I can bring in either Rohan, Hazamada, Tsurugi, or Prosciutto.
Yeah, I see it. You have a lot of ability to, like, pinpoint a player and be like, okay, we're gonna solve that problem. We're gonna disable them. You have a lot of pinpointers. But I think this would be a really interesting match to watch. I wanna, in the comments, let us fucking know who you think would win between Chris's team and my team of the basketball players. I mean, who do you think would win?
Should we come up with names for our teams?
Who do you think would win a scrimmage, like a little 5-on-5 between, like, just our base players? And then who do you think would win, like, a whole game where we're allowed to, like, switch in and out and stuff? Leave us the comments. Leave us all of the comments.
Do you think we should come up with names for our teams?
Only if you have a good one. I don't have anything.
I was gonna call my team the Joe Stars. JO-Stars.
The Joe Stars. Man, I don't have anything to call my motherfucking people. What are they supposed to be? Well, hold on. A theme is emerging. We've got Zappelli, Mista, Versace. No, Versace's not from Italy. I was gonna make some sort of spaghetti-based name. Mamazuku is not either. Neither is Weather Report. Isn't it weird that, like, Weather Report's from Florida? Like, I don't know. That's so strange. I love it, though. There's a JoJo part just set in, like, Florida in modern day. Yeah.
He's Florida, man.
He's Florida. Yeah. Watch out. All right, so Chris's team is the Joestars, and my team is going to be the my team will be the Ghostly Ripples.
Oh, there you go.
The Joestars versus the Ghostly Ripples. I mean, that's fine. That works. That's a callback joke, right? To the episode? Yeah. All right. So there we go. Fucking, let the games begin. I guess we'll consider this game... Go ahead.
So I guess leave a comment saying who you think will win, if there are any interesting developments that you think would occur in this type of game.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess we'll consider this game imaginarily occurring until the comments on this video tell us how it played out. The game it's a Schrodinger's game. We both won until we get a comment telling us how it really went down. It's indistinguishable. But all right, there we fucking go. Is that the end of the podcast? Do you want to call it here, my friend?
Well, do you have more to talk about, or?
I think we've done it. The last thing I wanted to do on this podcast was make the basketball teams, and we've accomplished it. And then we've got our end of the video call to action. Right. Comment below, tell us who won the basketball game.
Don't really have any comments or questions to address this time.
Yeah, just leave us some. That's my that's what I'll do with this comments section. This comments and questions. I'll just tell you, hey, leave us some more of those fucking things. We like those. Gives us something to talk about.
I guess that'll just about do it as we get ready for the outro, which will hopefully be in if I remember to do it.
Yeah, fucking the outro. Right. The outro coming soon. Coming very soon. Coming in just a few seconds. Coming extremely soon.
Imminently.
All right, see you next month.